It was funny because me and my brother used to always say this thing: would you rather be in the mansion with Oprah or be in a cardboard box with Gabrielle Union? Back in the days when Gabrielle was the it girl, and he would always say, "I'm going to be in the cardboard box with Gabrielle Union because I think I could, we could, as long as I'm with her, I'm going to be inspired to get out of the cardboard box. But if I'm
Yo,
in the
see,
mansion with Oprah, I'm not caring because it's Oprah." And
That's why you'll see dudes that'll roll right up on a chick that work at McDonald's or walking down the street, don't have no car. What up, baby? Hey, hey. Ain't no baddie rolling up on no dude walking down the street with no car that work at
That's a
McDonald's trying to
fact.
see what's good with him. It's not gonna
That's
happen.
a fact.
but see, Charlie, this is what I'm saying. It's a little bit more complex than that simple thing that we be saying. Again, I go back to the point of even Toon Tone said it. They might not. What does he say earlier? Want and desire, but they might not get it, but they still desire it. So women still desire a guy to look good. They might not get it. They might go for the money, but also they desire it. So that was the actual like thing that was needed. Do they desire it or not? Whether they get it is not a part of it, or if they do it.
I
Now
think
going
women,
back to the
I
point
think
where y'all talking
women
about the
want.
money thing, I know multimillionaires and billionaires, bro. They get more girls and options, but they don't get the girls that they want neither. So
I don't
just
think
because you have the money, there's
desire.
dudes out here with money that don't get those options. Girls aren't always signing deals with guys just because they get the bag.
Just look
Why
at the
aren't they? I'm sorry. Why aren't they
just
You
getting the
can look
girls
at
that they
some
want if they
examples.
got all the money?
That's a good
Because
point.
those girls
just
have
look at
power still because the guys desire them. So a girl doesn't mean that she wants to be with you like that. She can compartmentalize you. Like, okay, you're
just
gonna
look
be in my life, but you're a sugar daddy. You're a lick. There's whole channels where girls run that. Licks, pay pigs. So the guys want the relationship, but the girls ain't getting it. Why would I want one when I can have a couple of money pockets, sugar daddies? I'll leverage them. I don't have to be in a committed relationship with them.
But
But
I'm
the
saying
biggest
the
There's a
pockets
whole
is
thing
the
is,
website
the
called
relationship.
thing
Seeking.
is, a dude will
There's a
curb.
whole
I
website
mean,
that's called Seeking that
a
does it.
female will curb
I'll be right back,
a
guys.
guy that she finds attractive. She will curb him just for the
And
dude
she'll
that got
curve
him.
a rich guy. She'll curve a rich guy,
They
bro.
not, they not really curbing the rich guys like
Yes,
that.
they are,
They
bro.
might
I
they might
yeah,
know,
they might cheat on a rich guy with a guy that they find
bro. All
attractive,
right,
but they gonna pick
okay.
the
nah,
beauty.
he no. O2O was right. O2O was right.
I got
If
money.
they
I'm
if
a
they if they
multimillionaire,
feel
but
that
you're
they're
right.
cute enough that they can be able to have multiple rich guys, giving them giving
They'll curve
access
the
to their
shit out you, bro.
resources, they will just play that game. They'll just keep you strung along
It only
until.
makes sense
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
because they have the power in that relationship. You want them, even though you have
It
the money. You want them, so they could just play that. They don't have
it's
to give you
when
commitment. Go
it's
ahead, Black.
when the phone stops ringing. That's when they start to
Yeah, now
choose.
that might be different. Yeah, because their options running low, right?
I'm
You
Exactly.
hurry
saying
up
a
and get a deal
female, she
closed.
don't pick the dude that got his shit together versus the dude that look good that she finds appealing to the eye. She not gonna pick him over the dude that got the bag, like a real bag. She not gonna do that, bro. She might find him attractive. She might would give it to him for just knock it, let him knock it down. You know what I'm saying? But she not trying to be with him if he don't got his bread together, bro. For real. Unless you
That's a
met her,
fact.
K9.
he was in high school.
K9.
Yeah, but K9,
Most
K9.
women are with guys
I'm
who ain't got
starting
the
to see
bag.
I'm starting to see that shift a little bit though, because women are tired of cutting their grass. Women are tired of removing their snow. Women are tired of doing a lot of things. So now they're starting to turn into the guys that they really don't want because they're there playing that role for them and with them. So I'm seeing both.
But also K9, let me ask you this question, because I mean, you travel just like I travel. How many of these girls that be out here in these countries be dating the taxi driver that drops them off to the foreigner who's there for a good time, or
Yeah,
the
but
simp who actually wants to be with her, but she's too busy dating the taxi driver or the what they call it, the moto concho dude.
I mean,
two.
all of them, really, all of them. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Boom. So there you go.
but
You
that
got the
that
money. It
That's
don't
mainly
matter.
but
that
that's
Yeah.
different.
mainly
That's different because let me
Here
just
we
tell
go.
you, That's different.
That's absolutely
You don't speak the language. You don't
Move
have
the
the
goalposts.
same level of way to be able to communicate with them, bro. Like that, you can't even really joke and really can understand, and it's just way different, bro. But like, put a rich guy in one of them countries that he speaks their language. He's from their whole culture. He got the bag versus the taxi guy. She's gonna be with the guy with the bag. You're talking about a foreigner, where it's just a little different,
He
bro.
don't understand the culture. He don't understand the people and stuff like that. Yeah,
Bro,
I agree
I
with
live
you.
in Thailand. I got rich friends. They don't have the
Ronnie,
options like that neither. They don't.
Ronan, I have a question for you. How
Yeah.
many? You live in a village just like me. How many
Yeah.
women you see married to a rich man in the village?
It's deceptive. You know, a lot of them have farmlands, pineapple factories, rice fields, stuff like
Some
that. So
do.
it's kind of deceptive. It's really deceptive on who actually has the money or not. What you can tell here in the province is what kind of car they drive, on how wealthy they are. Because even the
Yeah.
car I drive, most people can't afford. So the newer the car is, the 4-wheel drives, the off-road vehicles, which are all hyped up, those are from wealthier families. So you can tell usually by the vehicle who's got money and who don't. And
And
my
some
lady's
buy the
father,
nicer homes.
listen, my lady's father, he drives a trike or a Revo most of the time, low end cars or whatever, and a trike. He drives my truck when I want to go into town and stuff, and everybody calls him sir. He gets disrespected, and they look down on him when he's driving that trike. So it's a different mentality based on what you're riding in. They think you have money because of the vehicle he's driving in, because they know they can't afford the vehicle. That's the mentality of a foreigner.
Yeah, I agree.
Real quick, guys. Real quick. Guys, let me welcome Sick of the Lies to the panel. How you feeling, Sick of the Lies?
I'm good, man. I'm tripping off y'all. I ain't gonna be here long.
Okay, what elaborate?
He got jokes.
Nah, I ain't got no joke. I just think it's funny, man. I think the world is just the world keep turning. Ain't nothing new under the sun. You know, I guess we trying to come up with this formula for attraction and all that shit. Like, I just think it's like that natural animal instinct of attraction still means something. Like, it don't really matter how much money you get. They'll fuck with you for a minute, but if they don't respect you, it don't mean shit.
Well, the sad truth
Somebody
of the
with money
world,
that they don't really want to be with. That's torture,
There
man.
you go.
the sad truth of the
I'll be seeing dudes that I'll be like, with like a bad joint. I'm like, she picked him. And then you
I
see
get it.
nigga what he driving and all, say he got the back. Bro, it's just Misha's a woman, and she just came up here and told you that they want protection, they want security, they want stability. That's what
Yeah.
they value more than what the men look like. They do have natural attraction where they want someone that they're attracted to.
Believe it
But
or not.
but typically what's gonna preside over that is your status. If you got a certain status, she's gonna entertain you more than the dude that she's attracted to that ain't got it yet, ain't got it figured out yet. She don't got time to. She like holla at me once you got it figured out. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Yeah,
kind of
and
like
I guess
a
the
that's
guy
a
who
fact.
did
And
judo got more of his life together than Tom Brady. You're right
hey.
about that. The guy who
Let me say this real quick.
looked better, had
But
more
she's
money,
with the
had his
rich
life in
guy,
order,
and she cheated with the good looking
with
guy.
the
I
poor,
think that's
uglier guy.
Exactly.
But
And let me
but
say
but,
this.
but,
So
but
they
let,
do
let's
whatever the
unpack
fuck they
that
want.
though. Let's
Yeah, I'm
unpack
trying
that though.
to.
Why was she
I'm
able
trying
to do that? Because she already had access to his resources. So that's another thing too. Once a female is able to separate you from your resources, and she has that stability without you, now she can pick and choose who the hell she want to be with.
right.
Listen, let me say
This-
this. Let me say
the
Go
this real
ahead.
quick.
sad truth
ahead.
of the world is that I forgot what I was going to say. I've been waiting 5 minutes to say
Yeah,
it.
let me say this real quick. You
Hey,
guys are
yo.
talking about money and women, and you guys heard
Hello?
what Misha said. Yeah, wait a minute. Let me get this out. Y'all talking about money and women, and Misha came up here and said what she said. Women want consistency and stability beside for the access to wealth. Men have the power as far as peace and money, but they're looking for peace and beauty. Okay, so women do what? They leverage their beauty, their body, their age in order to have access to the wealthier individuals. Okay, the younger they are, the more they have time to play around with. This is the reason why a lot of these women jump on OnlyFans and leverage their body and their beauty to make a whole bunch of money while they still have those things. Now, does that draw down their marketplace value? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, what are guys looking for? The adverse. They're looking for that beauty first. Then they're looking at the morals and everything else that go behind that woman. If they're not looking to tie down with that woman, they don't give a fuck what she's doing after the fact. They want
let me say something.
and they want peace.
Let me say something right quick, bro.
Let me finish my
Okay,
my
go ahead.
Now, we're talking about guys making money. Guys make money just like what K9 says. I agree with him. We've always made money, not because we want to protect and provide for ourselves, because we want a nice baddie on our arms. We want somebody that we feel that we deserve. And through our hard work, we get to a point where we can start having access to those type of women. Those women have access to all kind of men since they were kids. Well, right after 18 years old, they already got guys waiting for them to get out of high school to snap them up before they get snapped up by so many other people. That's why women date up and men date down. That's called what? Hypergamy. These are all natural things that we deal with. Money just gives us access to that game. And women leverage it. Go ahead.
I think, and I ain't trying to, insult nobody or be disrespectful. I think social media gives like everyone a voice and shit, right? Okay, I feel like the crazy part about it, how like what men say they're looking for a peace and all this shit, and women looking for all this security and all that. The people you could get it from, neither sex are attracted to those people. So it's pointless. It's like a black hole. Nobody wants them. It don't matter how good of a provider you are. And these niggas be like, okay, a man that got his shit together, whatever. These niggas be studying on disability, man. Them the older niggas is really going overseas doing that shit for the most part. Or you got your rich people as well. Those women don't want no old disabled nigga, man. Just like dudes don't want no good fat woman. It's just it is what it is.
Hey Chris, I call cap on that. I call cap
okay,
on
go
that,
ahead.
and I tell you why. Because you from down south and you are around my age, and we have grown up. You have grown up seeing a hard-working man with a plus-size woman that treat him well. They don't have that in Memphis.
Charlie, that ain't what I'm saying. That ain't what's being out there on the internet. What I'm saying.
No,
that's a part of that's a part of reality. The dude with the so-called Big Bertha, whatever y'all call him, Big Wanda, I forgot. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying.
And,
that exists, but. Okay, go ahead, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And like the dudes that got a bag, they not necessarily old and disabled. It's young dudes getting to a bag for the same reason.
Some do, but niggas ain't got bags like they say. Just look, okay, the cheapest part of the in the US to live in is the South, right? If you make $100,000 in the South, yeah, you doing straight. If you make $200,000 in New York, California, shit, you might be struggling. People really can't even afford to have the women that they want. All those additional women, you can't afford it. The stakes are higher, man. Niggas can't afford that shit.
I get what you're saying, but I'm saying that's the reason, the driving motor factor why men try to get their bag together to have access to certain type of women. That's why they're trying to do it, though.
I got you, but let me ask you something. Well, we already know the numbers. We already did the research or whatever. How much money do you think that is?
How much money?
Where?
Yeah, because geography does matter. Geography does matter.
They said the average wealthy person or wealthy family is $667,000. That's what the average wealthy person. So, that's the numbers that they were saying. But yeah, the average baller, like you said, is about 250,000. So the dude who all of the women desire makes about 250.
Hey Chris, real quick before you respond, let me welcome Darnell and Big Gains to the channel. Welcome to the channel, brothers. I know y'all been here before. Tonight's no topic. We're just speaking about the dynamics of what men expect or what men are looking for and what they opposed to what they get, opposed to what women are looking for, opposed to what they're getting. So welcome to the panel. You guys can chime in after Darnell. You then we'll let Big Games chime in once Chris finishes his point. Go ahead, Chris. You have the floor.
Let
Go ahead,
just
let them talk.
just
Go ahead.
let me say this real quick. I remember what I was going to say earlier.
Okay.
There is no perfect there in this world. There is no perfect solution that suits everyone. You have to walk the path that makes you the happiest in life. Stop using online media and judging other people's lives to judge your happiness. If you're happy, you're happy. Why you got to
Agreed.
compare it to others?
That's what I agree with you, expert.
I agree. Darnell, you want to chime in right fast, and then we can let Gaines chime in as well.
Yes, sir. First of all, thank you for having me.
No problem,
Um,
sir.
yeah, so I'm not going to be on here long, kind of in the middle of something, but yeah, it's a very interesting topic. I just had to throw in my 2 cents. And, when it comes to, I think what men desire, in a woman, I think a lot of times, for the most part, as others on the panel have said, it's 9 times out of 10 is looks. I have seen odd cases where it's not looks, but let's face it, for the most part, it's looks. That's why there's a saying when it comes to us as men, thinking with the little head. You know what I mean? So there's a reason there's a saying. And when it comes to women, I think everybody's looking at it a little bit too wrong. Like, because we've seen both sides of it, where they got a guy with money, but they curve him. You know what I'm saying? We've seen they got a broke dude, they'll curve him as soon as they find a rich guy. So, which is it? Well, the answer is they want all of the above.
You fell off.
I'm sorry. So, like I was saying, they want all of the above, right? Just like, anybody ever heard the saying, women prefer that? I mean, this guy, he checked all the boxes or whatever have you. I mean, there's a reason women say stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because like they want a guy that checks all the boxes, even though it's practically impossible. They want a guy that makes $250,000 or more a year. They want him, 6 feet, 6'3" or something. They want him in shape. They want him good looking. And they want it all. You got one bad thing, like you wear the wrong pair of shoes, and a woman will dismiss you. It's crazy. But I mean, that's just my take. Is that when it comes to women, it's just like I said, they're never satisfied. Anybody remember the old Led Zeppelin song "Stairway to Heaven"? And she's buying a stairway to heaven. When she gets there, she knows the stores are all closed with the words that you get what you came for.
There you go.
I was thinking of another Stairway to Heaven, but I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the northern Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah.
Big Games, what's up, good brother? How you doing?
What's going on, brother? Thanks for bringing me up.
No problem, brother.
We're tackling this same subject tomorrow night on the Gangster Lifestyle, 7:30. And the title of my show is called Men Protect Your Time. And time meaning you're going to have to spend something. So it's either your time is excuse me for a second. Hold on for a second. Protect your team is the way is what the title is. Protect your team. So your team is either your time, your energy, your attention, or your money. Right? So one of those four you're gonna have to spend something. It's what you're willing to give up. So I don't really want to go into all my talking points because I'm going to talk about it tomorrow night.
All relationships cost something. You just need to learn you just need to learn to invest wisely in the right partner. And that's
exactly.
It's easier said than done in this world full of chaos and people the way people think today, People always they think about me when a relationship or partnership marriage is about we. A relationship is about two people coming together, facing the storms together, while creating a better life for each other. And that's the that's the most simplest term you can put it in.
Okay. So my question to you guys that's on the panel: do you think for a guy, let's just say an average guy, X-Pac, I think that's your background again. Sound like it's getting louder. Someone's trying to. What's the name saying? Someone is trying to pull up, and the panel is full, guys, right now for some reason, and they keep on saying somebody's trying to pull up, but the panel's
There's only
full,
9
guys. 1,
people.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
There's only 9. It's supposed to be 10.
I'm in the background. I'm on my computer in the background, so
okay.
one of those slots are filled up. But
Want me to drop down so he can come up?
Nah, hey, I'm gonna drop down in a few minutes, bro. You good?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. Now,
Yeah.
so, but the question that I would want to ask you guys is this: for a man that have money, does that broaden his dating horizons?
That's an automatic.
Of course. That's the thing, man. What? How much is?
Somebody
What is
will have a
money?
different of opinion.
What is money? How much are you talking about?
Let's
What are their
say
bills already? How much? What's their disposable income? How much do they have? How much can they afford to spend on these? So the women that they pursue, that they want to pursue.
well, we're talking about financially free. Like, say there's nothing like, say he's not got a 100-room mansion with 99 bathrooms, but he could do what he want, when he want, where he want. We're talking about that, gentleman.
Where's
a person-
OTO at? Because he was basically saying that the same thing. Okay, he says, millionaires and billionaires is getting curbed, and these are the
They
people
do.
that really can afford to buy a woman a whole new life, and they're still getting curbed, even if the dude is willing to give them that whole new life. So I mean, yes,
Like-
does it broaden his horizon? I mean, his options, yeah, because he can afford to, like the white people used to say back in the days, I can buy a studio.
And so
So being able to do that, yes, that does give you more options.
So
He can
Black
afford to
Cleaner,
have access to have
Black
access to
Cleaner.
other women.
if
But-
the
yeah.
women, if the dudes, the millionaires are still getting curved, who do you see all these very attractive women that we all can see on TV, right? So that was public knowledge. Who do you see them dating? Entertainers,
They
comedians,
can't be seen with you. They can't be seen with us.
NBA
That'll
players.
be.
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
like bad.
They dating successful people. They're not
Multiple,
dating. You know what I'm saying?
Because it'll bring down their
So they're
value for them to be seen
leveraging-
with a regular guy. They can't do that.
And not only that, they're leveraging multiple of them. And you don't even know the guys that they are banging outside of that. You just see the popular ones, because why the hell would you just see the run of the mill? You didn't know about Cassie and the guy she was banging with Diddy. So at the end of the day, you don't see those guys because they don't have no clout. But again,
What she was doing is what she
you
was
need
doing
all
for a course
all
by
those
Diddy.
things, all those things in human activity increase your chances. So if you have looks, that increase your chances. If you have money, that increase your chances. If you have what they call game, which is just actually being charismatic and having social relationships, then that increases your game. If you have a high IQ, a high EQ, all these things increases your chances. It's not just a one-cut stroke. And so at the end of the day, you just build yourself in all human endeavors, and it will increase your chances. But the thing, I'll get my bag up and I'll get shorties. Okay, we'll see how that works. But you will be a lick. You will be a op. You will be on the Rolodex as a sugar daddy #1 dummy. And so people will just leverage that against you. That's the market, period.
Yep.
And so
I'm not
there's
saying
not one
that
fix
these
all.
women, I'm not saying that these beautiful women won't use you. Of course they do that, because that's the second part of the problem. If you got a bag and you come and you up, they gonna target you. They gonna seek to date you.
That's a fact.
Because then the end goal is to separate you from your money. So I agree with that. That's the why I said it sucks to be rich in America, because if you're rich, you really can't enjoy the money, because soon anybody you come in contact with, their goal is to separate you from your money. And
That's not everybody, bro. I mean, people be going after the
And
wrong
that's
people.
anywhere
Man.
globally. That's anywhere
Yeah.
globally, bro. Like, you gonna land in
People like
Thailand,
wrong
they're gonna
people.
start marking up the prices on you if they think you got a bag. That's just a human global thing. So it's not like America is only. That's just people. Period.
well, I'm saying in America, they'll be in position to do it. They'll have a court system in place that can.
Yeah, and they had a position over here to do it too in different countries. They'll have a
I ain't
position.
never,
Everybody has a position.
yeah. I mean, putting something in your drink and you waking up and all your shit is gone. But I'm just talking about
Yeah,
like,
no, there's guys who live their whole entire pension out in these countries because of the way the law of the land works and it lays out. Yes, they put all their money into some land and some of this, and then the wife can just take the whole entire thing. You go to the police station and start crying, and they start laughing at your ass. So it happens globally.
I mean, but that's
just humans.
and I agree with that. That's kind of stupid though, because they should have watched YouTube. Those be the extra super simps. Like, why would you buy? Because they already talk about it on YouTube.
Those are normal people who want a normal relationship.
Build a house
Simps.
on a because you know it's a scam. Why would you build a house in Thailand or the Philippines where a foreigner can't own land? Because we all know if whoever got 51, another person got 49%. Whoever got 51 control everything, bro. That's signing a bad deal. That's signing a bad deal. Of course, you're gonna get lit.
Let me stop you right there. Let me say
You
this real
can't
quick.
own land, but you can lease
Hold
land
on.
in Thailand.
Let me say something real quick. When you speak about land in other countries, if you're with a chick that you're dedicated to, or she's dedicated to you, and you're married, owning the land has nothing to do with it. As long as you have a child, what happens? The legacy gets passed to your child. Now, if you're saying you're going to buy land and you don't ever plan on having children by that woman, now you're screwing yourself and wasting your money. But if you're having children with this woman, it gets passed to your child. That's legacy. That's guaranteed child support right there.
Yeah,
So,
but some people that do that, they don't even got a kid buyer. I'm just saying.
Yourself from wanting to buy land in a country that you don't necessarily own it, and she does, as long as you're having children. It's going to get passed to your legacy.
I mean, if you want to call it your legacy, I mean, I think you still consider an outsider. They'll have a child with you and don't give a damn about you. And I don't think most guys really are set up to really live the rest of their life abroad. So the expats is doing it, our solution.
I'm just speaking about people that are having children with women and they already are buying land in another country. It's okay.
That wasn't even the basis, bro. That makes sense what you said, but the basis was just like you're in America to set up the fleece. You can get fleeced anywhere. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
And whether you get fleeced or not, it depends on the details. But
Philippines
you
is
can get
famous
fleeced
for
anywhere.
fleecing people. Are you kidding me?
If you're a simp back home, you're gonna be a simp overseas.
And on Mars.
But they got like common things that's commonly known of like how to get got, like in America, or how to get got in Thailand or Brazil. A special kind of way that they kind of like they commonly practice. Not a special, but they commonly practice. And if you haven't been on YouTube, like if you at least get on YouTube and research the place you're going to, you can find out some of the common practices that they pull. I'm not gonna say you're gonna be able to avoid getting got at all, but you can minimize it a great deal if you at least research the place you're going to and see what they're known for doing, like the ins and outs about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and drop down. You can pull your guy up.
I didn't see. I had just walked away from my phone because I'm doing something in the background. But if somebody else is trying to come up, let me see. Thousand there. Real quick. What's this? Thousand there. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Everybody that's on the panel right now, definitely subscribe. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. And Ronan, that's from your side, right?
Yep.
Who are you talking about?
The last comment, Thousand there.
Yeah, he's on my channel.
Okay. Because like I say, hold on 1 second. Okay, there we go. We'll pull you up real quick before we go on. Let me read this from my good brother Prime. Shout out to Prime. He write, nothing beats a hold on, let me real quick. Let me highlight that. Prime writes, he says, nothing beats the body game. A man in top physical condition is the winner in the end. He doesn't need any money, but his fitness gives him access to. What you guys think about that?
I definitely think that's a plus, man. I always preach, try to be the best version of yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Has everybody actually been fit before?
Yeah, I mean, I think for the most part,
I saw a picture.
Saying if you get in prime shape. you have to do less and less. I'm not saying fitness is everything, but it's a real powerful thing.
I shared a picture we had a flood last October. One of the pictures, you can see my abs in it because I had my shirt off.
Oh, I guess I'm timed out or something.
I would say I'm not the prettiest guy in the world,
we
but
can
I
hear
try to
you.
stay in
We can
shape.
hear
Oh,
you.
okay, sorry. I think
Yeah, it's just when somebody drops out, sometimes you can't hear us. Or
Oh
certain
yeah, I
people.
do lives. I get it. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I can hear you now though.
Oh, real quick. Did you make sure to subscribe to the channel?
I hit the like button and then I couldn't join because it was vertical, so I went to the. Let's see. Let me hit the button.
What he was asking is,
All right.
did you
Yeah, I'm
subscribe
subscribed
to
now.
the channel?
All right.
Shout out to
And
you for
then
that.
I'm going to drop Charlie Chan's TV in the chat that you're in and just click on his and subscribe. It would help.
Yeah, he
But
said
we're
he
trying to
just
drive up
subscribed.
his.
Shout out to
Well, he's on my channel. I don't know if he's subscribed to me or you. So
Okay.
I'm just going to drop it in there for anybody else that's in the room. Please hit the subscribe button for Charlie Chan TV. Appreciate you. Go ahead.
You guys sound pretty
So-
good. Heard people talking on this topic and they do it really poorly. You guys all seem pretty decent.
Appreciate that.
So what is your thoughts on the topic?
You talking about like if someone's really fit?
No, just
Well,
overall.
I-
As far as, go ahead, Ronnie. You got it.
Yeah, in your view, it's for a man, it's different. Obviously, women leverage their beauty. Men have to leverage wealth in order to get positioning for those women that are still in their marketplace value high, right? And we know that offsets as you get older. But at the end of the day, what are we talking about here for you? What is your opinion when it comes to either wealth, fitness? Like you just brought up, fitness was a key thing, in addition to maybe the money. You know, fitness is always a good thing. But what is your position as far as what you've heard from us in that respect?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, I asked about the topic. You said there was no topic, and then you just asked if there was if fitness was a factor, and I was just responding on that. But I mean, as far as like wealth and resources and clout, I mean, yeah, that's certainly a thing. But I mean, that'll only get you so far.
Unpack that.
The thing is, looks.
If you're comfortable in your skin, and if you also are, jacked and got decent clothes, clean skin, looks like you're eating right, you know what I mean? That kind of stuff's attractive to women, I think. I've had some friends that my best friend had five girlfriends at one time, and this is a long time ago, but I mean, you notice these things. A couple of those girls were for 3 or 4 years, and a lot of them knew about each other, but they'd still put up with him. And he wasn't much of a talker. He was not charismatic. He had a little money, but he wasn't loaded.
Okay.
Because
you're the
also,
best.
what?
Because you're the
8 billion
best
people
looking.
on Earth. So if you try to encapsulate women all together, I mean, you pretty much get what you give in a lot of ways, right?
Correct.
Hey Ronan, I'm gonna try and come up from my other phone because I gotta go into my notes because we're gonna break down this topic.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, brother. The link is tagged to both of my tabs, so you
Okay.
Who was speaking, Darnell?
No, that was Thousand.
I think Darnell just dropped down, didn't it? I think Darnell dropped down. Shout out to Darnell.
Radio that was talking.
Yeah. He said that Darnell said he wasn't going to be able to be here for long. But I just think that's the whole overall overarching thing. I think social media has a lot to do with the dating landscape nowadays. I think it's more about clout than actual. Okay, I think you just dropped out, Big Games. I think it's more or less about clout than it is about, like, say, your actual personality that you are, because women, and we know that from watching YouTube and things of that nature, women would prefer a very high status job over payment. You know what I mean? And that's a thing that, like, say, a man wouldn't mind. In most cases, a man wouldn't mind being a street cleaner, as long as it's bringing in the money that he needs to, like, get ahead or whatever. So when we're talking about the ideology of a man and the ideology of a woman, they're different. And I think you would be doing anybody a disjustice if you would say anything other than that.
It was funny that you said that, because I did talk about that on my live yesterday, and I used the analogy of the Adam and Eve story, where they said the devil wasn't able to trick Eve because of the fruit. He was able to trick Eve because he said she would get more after eating the fruit. And then and then once she ate the fruit, she desired more, and then she gave the fruit to Adam, and to where now he desired more. So it's usually that situation. As everybody says, men are very simple creatures. We can go live in a 1-bedroom shack as long as we got food on our backs and a roof over our head to get us out of the elements. We're not caring about anything. We're good. It's the moment that we say, I'm lonely. I want some company up in here. Oh, there go a girl right there. Hey, how you doing? How about, you come back to my spot? And then the girl says, oh, you want to get with me? I want more. And then what do we do? We like, all right, well, if in order for me to get with this girl, let me go get more so I can attract this girl back to my 1-bedroom shack. And that's where the problems start to happen.
I might agree that people might do that. That's the deals that they decide to work at, and that's cool. So I mean, like, again, I would just say across the board, I think. What did you say earlier? I like what you said when you were saying people just find what they find in the marketplace. Can you emphasize on that? Like, they just find whoever's good for them and deal with them. You said everybody's different. Remember, expat?
I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about. I said a lot of things.
Well, one part you said everybody's different, and you deal with whoever you find. You find a good match, and whatever you like is what you like, and you deal with those two. Go ahead.
I said everybody's definition of happiness varies in life. Not everybody's definition is going to be the same. You have to take your time to find the person that's right for you. What if it's a person, type of lifestyle you're going to live, what type of job you got to have, that all falls onto you. Peace and happiness starts from within yourself. You can't find it. You can't expect other people or another country to magically fix the hole that's in your heart. It starts from working on mind, body, and discipline, trying to become the best version you can, and then try to create a better life from that. There's so many different steps in life to make to people's happiness that a lot of people, they skip steps, and then they wonder why things just don't work out for them. They skip things, but there can be many paths that lead to the same destination, but you must choose the right path for you.
And so I want to add on that, because just let's say going off the basis of that, my big deal, and then why I just have success in the marketplace, I don't care if a girl says I want $50,000 per month. That's just not my partner, and that's completely fine. She'll find some guy who wants to give that to her, but I just don't want girls who don't want me, and that creates a successful dating relationship. I don't chase girls who want this and then I have to go get this. And no, it's no disrespect to whatever they say that they want and demand, and they're at the table. That's good for them. I got zero to say about it. I'm just going to find a girl who really wants to rock with your boy. That's it. That's a baddie to me. A girl who sees me and want to sell my dirty drawers. Like, that's my girl. Outside of that, a girl I have to chase and convince and get her to like me, that's just not in my wheelhouse. That's not a girl I'm going to hook up with and be in a relationship with.
I agree. The right partner is somebody that you shouldn't have to chase after. They accept you for who you are.
That's it. That just creates a successful life.
But for you to find them, you got to still put yourself out there.
Real quick, guys. Let me welcome. Is that Nak Meezy to the
Yep.
panel? Shout out to you, bro. How you doing?
He might be
Yeah.
doing something. Mac, you there?
You.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear
I
you,
was just
Nat
What's going
Measy.
on, my brother?
Uh-oh.
I
Trouble
was just
done
welcoming you
came
to the
on.
panel.
Let me get off. No, sir.
No.
Hey,
Peace, brothers. How
No
y'all
trouble
doing,
over
man?
here. Man,
Mac
it's a
Measy in
pleasure.
I
the
am
back there.
subscribed. Yeah, I am subscribed. By the way, it's a great conversation. If I could just chime in, I use one word: organic. All right. You should
There
be
we go.
working on yourself. Okay. Become the best version of yourself, and in that, as you're organically becoming who you need to become, without any outside influence, not doing it for a woman, but doing it for yourself, building your wealth, getting your shape on point, working on your social skills, working on goals, right? In that, if you organically meet somebody on that path, right? You're getting in shape, you meet someone at the gym, you're going for a new degree, you meet someone at school, you're in the business world, you meet someone at a meeting. Organic meetings on an organic path will lead to better relationships. Okay.
Hmm.
And like my brother BA said, I want the woman that wants me. If I have to convince you and sell myself to you, no, then that's not going to work, because then that's a off balance relationship. I want the woman that I catch out of the corner of my eye looking at me with, with a smile, like, damn, this dude is fine, or I'm really appreciate this man. And it may take time, it might happen in 1 or 2 weeks, it doesn't matter, but let it happen organically, and then you can reap the benefits of a healthy relationship. If you're looking for just the biggest booty Latina, yeah, she'll get you for all your money and then bounce, and then you're gonna be looking at the mirror, fat, broke, bad skin, bad breath, and wondering how come you have no success with women.
Hmm. Well,
Once
Nat, let me chime in. This is Big Gans. So let me say this.
You'll always be little Gans to me.
No, I'm Big Gans to everybody,
you from
especially
Staten Island,
especially
so
especially since I'm older than you.
all right. What's up, brother?
Okay. So if you're a man who takes care of yourself, right? You go to the gym, you dress nice, you do whatever it is to elevate yourself physically, financially, mentally. Aren't you already selling yourself?
No, I'm not selling myself. I'm
No, I
fulfilling my
mean
destiny.
you're fulfilling
I'm
your
not
destiny, but
not
aren't you
selling
already
yourself,
not
investing in
selling yourself,
yourself.
but you're investing in yourself and you're
Hmm.
putting yourself on the stage and just not you're not pushing, you're not chasing her, but without chasing, you're saying the woman is saying, look at him. He might be a man that I might want to get to know. Just by the
Right,
way that you carry yourself.
right. But I'm not selling myself. I do it regardless. When I say organic, I don't do it for the shorties. I used to do
Okay.
that back in the day. I used to get a shape up and a car wash and roll around the hood, and it would work like a charm. That's me selling myself. But that's the younger me. Now you just, get on your grind, fulfill your purpose, and if you're looking for, obviously we're men, so we love women. So it'll come. But just,
Mhm.
I think people want this microwave. We're in a microwave society. Everybody wants it right now. If you put yourself out there like I'm looking for nub in all the wrong places, you're gonna find some crap.
Me, I keep a clean cut and I keep my car clean, but that's not me because I'm chasing women. That's me because I just don't want to look like a raggedy N word.
Yeah, I know. But I'm talking about when I was like 23. It would work like a charm. Car wash, a shape up, and buy a chick some Chinese food. I'm smashing within 4 hours.
Hmm.
Facts.
Them
All over
that
Brooklyn.
Chinese food go far, don't it? Real
Yeah.
quick, guys. Real quick, let me read this. This is another lady that that's giving her opinion on it, and she said, And that's the problem. People chase people who don't want them, then be mad when they get used. I
Facts.
agree. I agree.
Facts.
OP told me, he said, man, like the girl that like you, not the one that you like.
Yeah, but Charlie, see, you had somebody to tell you that. I've dealt and had conversations with men, and I say, "Yeah, I got my money up, I got my life in order, and then this relationship didn't work out." And he's like, "Damn, so what's the point of getting rich then?" I'm like, "What the hell do you mean?" He was like, "Well, if I don't get to have girls do whatever I say and they're on my page, what's the point of getting rich? What's the point of having that money? What's the point of putting in all that work?" So some dudes really see life through that lens, where it's like there's no point to do anything almost if it doesn't have that end goal, which is the woman that will be on your page and do what you probably think is the best in the relationship. So again, some people see life through that lens. I must chase the girl. Like the dude said, I think it was Black Cleaner. He said, "Okay, I want the girl. So if she says I need to buy all these trinkets in my house, I'm gonna go cop them." Nah, fuck that. We just not a good match. If I gotta go and get 18 pillows on my bed in order for you to be with me, then maybe we just not, a good match. And that's how I would call it. I wouldn't say you're bad, you're stupid. I'd just be like, hey, this is not gonna work out.
Is that Mac Measy?
No, not
No, that
was
was
talking
that.
before.
Yeah,
No, I'm talking about earlier. I'm talking about the
Oh,
panel.
Yeah, that was Nat Neasy. Yes, sir.
Yep.
The
Mac
one and
Measy.
only.
I got a question for you. So I know you say you want a good woman, the one that wants you, right? That desires you. But I'm saying, be honest. If you found a woman that wanted you, fit all those criteria, but you didn't find her physically attractive, would you still talk to her and be like, all right, I got a diamond? Or do you want those qualities from a woman that you are attracted to want and desire you?
Oh, she has to be attractive. I think the physical attraction is what gets my attention. It's what the other stuff that she brings to the table that keeps it. What do
That's
you
what
bring to the table besides your looks? And
I
that's
know,
how
but that's
I score it.
the initial thing though, right? That means the whole topic was,
Right.
or where I brought it up was every dude desires a baddie. And then anything after that, like, is she a baddie that cook? Is she a baddie that's loyal? Is she now you want all those other things, but the main requirement that dudes look for is that they're physically attracted to her. Nobody they don't care if she's a good woman and they're not attracted to her. They don't want to talk to her. They want to talk, they
Right.
want a good woman, but they don't want a good woman that they're not attracted to.
No, I
Hey,
get it, but then there has to be some self-reflection. I've been getting baddies before we called them baddies. When I
Shout
was
out to you for that.
13 and 14, chicks chasing me around the schoolyard or whatever. So I never had a problem getting women. And that reflects in my confidence and to stay it's just me, right? But some brothers, they don't reflect on themselves enough. You got to look in the mirror. There's a YouTube clip where this somebody called this dude Retarded, right? Excuse me if I misspelled it. And the camera shows him looking normal, but when he looked to the mirror, it looked like he had Down syndrome. A lot of dudes out here is looking at themselves like they are prize physically when they're not, and they want women that are out of their league. You got to
speak
keep it
on it.
to a certain point. You got to keep it to a certain point where you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna get Gloria Velez if you look like the dude Welvin who said these nuts. It's not gonna happen.
Got
So
him.
let's keep it organic.
Yeah,
Word.
yeah, for
Now
sure.
Hey, hey,
Got him.
true. That's
hey,
true.
hey,
But
K9. I
go
said
ahead.
the same thing. I said the same thing that Nat Neasy just said on my live last week. If you was listening, I said these dudes in these spaces, these YouTube spaces, you're watching the YouTuber and you want him to grab a 8, 9, or a 10 when he's a 2 or a 3. The math doesn't
Thank you.
math.
I didn't
No,
know
I
that was
agree with
K9
you.
salute, bro. I didn't see the red Old Navy cap, but salute to you, bro.
But
Salute,
but
salute,
I,
Matt
I
Measy.
would I would also say maybe this is just my opinion, just the way I see it too. I could have both, so I'll just take both, the one that looks good and the one that wants me and desires me. But if I got one that's a 5, just in a situation, a hypothetical, if one's a 5 and the other one's, you could give her a goddamn 9, but she don't like me, she don't want me, I'll take the fucking 5. I want who wants me. I don't want no bitch that's gonna be looking at me like some peasant, like I'm beneath her, or I gotta catch up. Or man, fuck that shit. That's not
Nah,
worth
I
it. So
agree.
that's just
I
me.
agree with you
I'll fucking
100%.
skip on it. You could keep that bitch that don't really like you, and then you got to go out here and be a peasant in her joust and her goddamn fucking bellboy. You take her Instagram photos and be taking all the pictures when y'all go out to dinner and pay. You could keep that shit for an extra couple of bad points and be able to have other men look at you and give you a thumbs up. I don't even know what that shit's about. Men giving me thumb up because my girl is bad. Like, men don't
That's
do that.
weird.
Men try to dirty Mac on your bitch. Men try to bang your
Exactly.
broad. They don't be giving you no thumbs
No,
up
I'm gonna
like, yeah,
tell
you're
you.
doing it, man.
I'm gonna
So
tell
at
you
the end of
this.
the day,
This
I'll
will
take the
help you
five.
out when you have a baddie, not with the dudes. It helps you out with other women. Because when
That's
you
a
got a
fact.
baddie, other women find you desirable because they're looking like he must got something going on. How did he get her? They
Yeah,
find
but
you.
nobody said that. They said dudes. Y'all was saying dudes to look at you and give you a thumbs up and a rah because you got a baddie.
That's
Like that's
weird.
what
Yeah,
was said.
because dudes is out here trying to impress other dudes. I don't get it.
Yeah, that's I don't know
Yeah,
about
yeah, nah,
that. Yeah, they could keep
that's a
that
little
one
crazy.
then. They could have that. They got it.
Real quick, guys, let me read this real chat coming from Tam, which is a lady that be chiming in over here at Charlie Chan TV. Shout out to Tam. She said, do stuff for yourself. Yeah, everything else, I'm sorry. Everything else will align. You'll get the good and bad, but you get to call the shots. That's what she put up after it. Yeah, I agree with that, but
Let me add this,
I
Charlie, real quick.
yes, sir. Go ahead.
Even that social proof thing. Like if you got a baddie, right? Let's say you walking around with a baddie, and you think other girls are gonna look at that and say, nah. Other girls are gonna look at it and be like, oh, he a John, he paying, he a sugar daddy. Like that's how they look at you. Now watch this. If you got a girl and they see that that girl desires you, she's attending you, she will sell your dirty drawers, she will sniff them. They'll be like, damn, what is that motherfucker doing to have that girl look at him like that? She adores him. That's what draws them. It don't even matter if the girl's a 6 or 7 or 8. They'll take that over you being with a baddie around your arm and then you taking her Instagram photos. They like, look at that damn bellboy over there, little clown. So at the end of the day, it's the dynamics too. It's not just the girl looks like that. It's like, what does that energy look like? What does that social
Well,
proof look
listen.
like?
Let me.
Let me hold on, because y'all basically.
Hold on.
I want to say
Let me
this.
just say real quick. OTO, I got that from How to Be a Player with Bill Bellamy. You pick the average chick and I treat her the best and it's gonna get So I got that from and I put that to practice in real life. Shout out to you for that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Black Clean.
Okay, because I was the one. So let me give you all some clean up basically what I was saying about the dudes giving you the thumbs up and all of that. What I was saying about that, when you have a baddie, all right, i.e., okay, a Jay-Z picking a Beyonce or what's it called? I'm not even going to say Will and Jada because we already seen how that ended up. But a Swiss Beats with an Alicia Keys, you know, when you have somebody that looks good, but also has, you know, that is very intelligent, that can actually hold their own when they're away from you, because there are plenty of chicks out here that look good, but then they fucking, you know, airheads. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what I was saying, was a woman that represents you. I think somebody was talking, I don't know if it was on this live or the live that I did yesterday, where they was talking about, you know, the girl was dressed provocatively, or she was dressed like a hoe, and he was like, yo, you can't come with me dressed like that. You need to change your clothes and put this on. Was that you, Ronan?
I was on the live, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was some other guy, Black Cleaner, but I remember. I think it was Miguel or something like that.
Oh yeah, it was Miguel, exactly. But basically, yeah. So you want, you know, a representation, a positive representation of yourself. That's basically what I was looking at, because if they're seeing you and you're with an airhead, they're gonna be like, okay, they're gonna think about you some way, especially if you're looking to do business. You know what I'm saying? And you got an airhead on your arm. You know what I'm saying? But if you have somebody that's smart and intelligent and you all look like a power couple, then they're probably going to be like, hey, yeah, we need to put this person on the team. That's where I was getting at it with it in terms of having a baddie.
Man,
But go,
just do
y'all can go ahead.
business. They gonna hook you up with the business deal if you know business. Marriage speaks louder than my broad is intelligent. So I know that's
No,
something
that's
that
a
we
fact.
say
I've
like
heard that
if
too.
you close deals, you close goddamn deals. You could be single, married, or whatever. That's just that. Unless you're running for politician, keep a cap. Donald Trump was putting his hands on girls' people, and he still got to the office. So
But he was
at the end
married.
of the day, but he was still doing whatever he was doing. It's not like he was married with
Exactly.
a good track record of a good clean. Come on. And his
That's
damn
a fact.
broad was in Playboy. Like, come on, cut it out. So at the end of the day, it's just like it is what it is. Just do great business, and then you'll be good and succeed. And then again, just have somebody who, whether they're smart or not, like you might have a Jada Pinkett. Some people might call her smart, but how does that work out? How does that pan out when the relationship is not, you know what I'm saying? She doesn't adore you. So that's why I say that's the crux of it all. Because dudes, you could have a 5, but if I got a 10 and your 5 adore you, I'ma still be looking like, damn, my shorty told me don't kiss her because she got her makeup on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's that
Yeah.
curve
No,
shit
that's
you
a
get. Like,
fact.
don't kiss
Your
me. I got
your
makeup
I
kid
don't
on.
want to
told
kiss her.
you
I
to
don't
take
want to kiss her
her
with
and her
that cake
friends
on her
out and
face
pay
anyway.
for the bill.
Hey, real quick, I'm gonna read this one from Tam as well. She said, "Dating someone you don't find attractive is bad because you've gotta be waking up next to an ugly troll and be mad. Looks matter to an extent." Anastasia, she's right. Hello, host. Hello, and co-host. Shout out to y'all. And I agree. But here's the thing. What about this? Okay, you got an attractive girl that like you, but she seemed materialistic, as well as you got a female to where she's very attractive, which you guys would call a baddie. And I mean, no, it's okay. We got the materialistic girl that's attractive. Then we got the 5 that like you, or the 6 that like you, and you choose her. But at the end of the day, you get the same results as you would have got from this person that's she's very materialistic. Cause that does happen. You'll get someone to where you would more or less, oh, she's a normal chick. She look good, but she's nothing to write home about. But then you got the same problem that you would have out of the chick that where you would call a baddie.
I don't even understand the question.
The question is, if you're gonna date down, let's just say 8 opposed to a 4 or a 5, and you get the same outcome that you would get from that 8, what is the point of dating that 4 or 5?
Can I ask a question real quick? Looking at me based on how I look, being bald, how would you rate my looks from
I
1
don't
to
rate
10?
men, sir.
I don't rate men.
Thank you.
Don't
I
rate
don't
men.
rate
Wrong
men.
place. We don't
You
rate
don't
dudes.
rate men, but you
But
judge men.
let's keep it. Let's
You
put
don't
some
rate them,
respect on
but
the
you
brother's
judge them.
question. Let's put some
Right?
respect on the brother's question
By
about
the
the
way I
8 and the
look,
4.
by the way I look, what rating of woman you think I deserve?
Wait, how about we answer the brother's question because he threw a question to the panel and then you just kind of hijacked it and you want men to rate you. Let's. You appear to be a decent guy. Let's keep it to the topic of the women though.
Yeah,
So you
but
had a great
when
point.
it
You had
comes
a
to
great point.
relationships in
Why?
life, it's about both men and women.
That's true, but the brother just asked a question about women, right? So you had a great point. Why deal with a 5 that's going to give you a headache if an 8's going to give you the same headache? I
Exactly.
mean, I don't
Exactly.
ever deal
Yeah.
with 5s. I don't ever
What?
deal with 5s because they're out of I'm out of their league. I can be very friendly to a 5, um, a friend to a 5, but it won't go anywhere beyond that because that physical attraction, like I said, is the first thing. I'm attracted to beautiful women. I, and I'm not going to, I deserve that. You know what I'm saying? I was in Thailand and I had this big SpongeBob SquarePants built chick run up on me.
That
Like,
was the girl you was out on a date with. Yeah, go ahead.
no, that was your ex.
How
Ah,
much did it
so,
cost?
so she was built like SpongeBob, has some dirty fake Jordans on, some sort of like hip hop attire, and I was like amused and offended at the same time that she would think that she could just run up on me But a lot of brothers go out there with low standards, which allows these these
That's a
bums
fact.
to
Yeah.
run upon black men because black men's standards have been low, especially overseas.
Mm.
Hey, Nat,
Hey,
let me
Knack.
That's a
Most
fact.
men
Hey,
go
Knack. Let me.
overseas chasing women in the red light districts.
Hey,
hey, Nat,
Knack. Let me speak
Who
to
said
that.
I was in the red light district? And I don't
I
chase
didn't
any
say.
women,
I
by the way.
said most men.
Most men.
Yeah, a
Hey,
lot
Knack.
of them out there too.
Let me speak to that. Let me speak to that, Knack. And I'm speaking about black men. These dudes out here, they don't care how her face looks, as long as she got ass. You know these she got ass though type niggas. You know what I'm saying? They don't care what the face look like, long as she got a fat ass.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
the face is the most important thing. You know what I'm saying?
No, but no, they don't care about that.
I'm
They
talking
All
don't
about
that
care
for
about
matters
me.
They
that.
at
don't
the end
care.
of the day
No,
is
you
what
know,
they
back in
bring
the day, they used to
into your
say
life.
she's a brown paper bag.
Butterface chick. She's
Yeah,
a
yeah, but
butterface.
Butterface.
Everything
Butterface.
bad on her body
Butterface.
but her face. Yeah.
them type of dudes.
Yeah. So dudes that go to Sasua.
Yeah,
The
Oh
come
shit!
Sasua
on, don't
test.
do that, man.
Oh, I haven't been there. I haven't been there in over a year.
Gang, don't do
The
that,
new Sasua.
gang.
I said
He
this
said
a long time ago.
I've been Sasua clean for about a year now.
Yeah, K9. Yeah, K9. He talking to you. That's your
I
No, no,
said
territory
no, no,
now.
no, no, no.
I
Hey,
said a long time
where I
ago.
met
My
you, hold on,
definition of
wait. Where I met
insanity
you
is
was in the
thinking you're
Sioux.
the normal one.
Don't forget that. Where I met you was in the Sioux.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago. I just said I haven't been there in over a year.
I know, but even then, before when I met you, you were saying you never going back. Every time you be back though, you be all right down the street.
Have I
Damn.
been there? Have I been there since you seen me?
Yes, you have
No.
been there. Yes, you have. I would. Yeah, you went there again after I met you. Yeah, you did.
No. When you met me there, that was in 2024. I haven't been there since.
Yes, you have because you went to
I
Puerto
did
Plata and then you went to the
no
Sioux
say where did I go again?
to Puerto Plata, but you went and stopped
Porta
by the
Plata.
Sioux real quick
Porta
though.
Plata. I wasn't staying in
Which
Sasua.
if we're speaking
I
time
did a
wise,
drive by. I did a drive by to Sasua to say what's up to Flip, and I
All right,
left.
there we go. So there we go. That was
But
after we
I
met.
wasn't hanging out there. I left.
Oh, gang. See, you wasn't trying to bring that up. It's all good though, gang. We know.
hey, real quick. I think X Pac was trying to say something. What you were saying, X Pac?
Oh, I said, I was saying, I find it funny. I find my definition of insanity is actually thinking you're the normal one. We all messed up in some kind of way.
Well, here's the thing. This is what I will say. And
But
I've been. Go ahead.
no, I was just getting ready. I was just emphasizing every time I say something, you go, well, here's the thing. But
No. I wasn't gonna say but to that because everybody have their own quirks and weird things about them. Like I like solitude and like sometimes like listening to nothing. Like I just like nothing sometimes. But I guess that comes from me being a country boy. But in I can't say in response to the Sioux, what I will say, the Sioux is a great starter kit for people that's not used to traveling international. At least for when I went. I think the first time I went was in 2023 or 2024. I haven't went back since because it's not my type of I'm more of a hunter guy. Like say some people like to go in the woods and hunt like prey or whatever. And some people like to hunt at a deer feeding stand. That's what Sasua is to me. It's a deer feeding stand. You know what I mean? They come to you. You're not hunting. Like, so that's the thing about it. But for me at
and
that
some
time,
people like to go to the market and buy their meat.
well, ain't
There
nothing
you
wrong with
go.
that. I'm not here to shit on nobody. Like you know, but I'm just saying, like, I'm more of a it's a thrill in the kill for me. You know what I mean? In Sasua, if you make eye contact with a female, she's gonna approach.
I just,
And that's cool for what it's for, but it's
I,
just not a
I,
long term
I,
thing for me.
I break it down real simple for everybody. Your happiness doesn't need others' approval. Do what makes you happy in life, as long as it's not hurting anybody, and that's it.
Makes sense.
Well,
Absolutely,
yeah,
man. So
I
go to the
agree
Sioux,
with
man.
that.
Keep staying happy, man. Don't let nobody shame you.
If
I heard the
I
Sioux is changing though. They don't want y'all up in the Sioux no more. Like Medellin.
Now that's
Pretty soon,
Colombia.
y'all gonna have to start
Well,
meeting women in America.
And
I,
that they
I,
don't want us nowhere.
and yeah, that and actually that's I'm gonna have a live on that next Monday. We're talking about that, how the I think Ryan said it best about the black fatigue. Is the system getting tired of black people globally, or are we misrepresenting ourselves by the passport pookies doing what they doing? So
We
No,
are such
no,
a
no.
small
And
community.
I get
Hold on, hold
so
on,
pissed off
hold
when
on. We
people
are
say
such
that,
a
and
small
I'll tell you
community.
why. Because
There's
of
no
what
way we're
Roland
the
is
fault
saying.
of everything
We
that's
are
going
we,
on.
we are the minority of people that's going out there fucking up shit. Like the stuff that's going on in South Africa. They choose to pick on other Africans from there and look away from people that have colonized them, from the people that have put them in that situation, and attack the people that goddamn it looks like them. No, I agree with Ronan 100%. They're just looking for an scapegoat, and we are here. Because I heard someone say, if they're so tired of this, that, and the third in Colombia, why they just want outlaw that sex work? Why they
Because
want outlaw
Colombia
that?
Yo, son,
because
are you beating
Colombia
a drum as you say that? It literally
No,
sounds
that
like you
wasn't me.
beating somebody's drum.
Colombia doesn't.
well, I
Let me say.
value your
Hold
opinion.
on.
I look forward to hearing it next Monday on my live. Check me out next Monday at the Black
Let me
Cleaner.
say this. Let me say this about Colombia. Colombia doesn't want to take any accountability for their fuck ups. They want to blame it on everybody else. Oh, it's the Americans' fault. It's the American black man's fault. It's this person's fault. It's that person's fault. It's not our fault that we signed into our constitution that prostitution is legal. It's not our fault that we need this money to come into the country because we're a poor country. They don't want to take any accountability for any of their fuck ups.
Mm.
All of this is post COVID living high on a horse, or high on a hog or a horse, whatever you say it. During COVID, Thailand was begging to have people come there, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
giving you all sorts of schemes and all of that to get people in. Colombia was starving. Now, as soon as after they started eating, now they back on that, feeling like they, high and mighty or whatever. Just starve
Yeah.
them again.
Oh
Starve them.
I
yeah.
agree.
Oh
I
yeah.
agree, Mac Measy. That is the best thing I've heard all day. Just starve them again, because when your stomach growling, all the rest of that shit
Yes,
seems to fall to the wayside.
yes. I'm
at
gonna
the end
tell
of
you,
the
like,
day, at the end
mhm.
of the day, you can never please an ungrateful person. So why even try? If that person ain't bringing peace and bringing you
No,
peace and happiness in life, then you need to reevaluate whether you need to kick them out the door or not.
no. See, well, here's the thing, and just allow me, and I'm not never speaking for anybody, especially someone on a panel, but just to expand on what Mac Measy is saying, like, just try this on, just for thoughts. The woman that's coming about talking about Colombia do not need your tourism and don't need tourism dollars. She's actively have a job giving tours to tourists.
Right.
Like how?
Right.
Come on,
Well,
Hey,
man.
let,
let this war keep going on for another few months, and we'll see what they talking, how they talking then. You know
Right,
what I'm saying? You
right.
know, letting that oil dry up real quick. See how cocky they is then.
Yo,
Because people
I work with a
forget there's
guy
well,
all
here.
type of places that you could fly to. My
I
bad.
will
My,
make
my apologies. Go ahead.
I'll make
Now,
it
I have
clear.
a protege here, a Colombian dude, 21. His brother and this half German, half Colombian dude work with me essentially. These dudes part time. They drive Colombian pros around the Netherlands. Okay, and I'm like, there's Colombian pros here. He's like, most of the women that are working out here, not most, but a huge amount of them are pros from Colombia and Venezuela.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah,
So
they're all
instead
over
of
Europe.
changing the issue of what's going on in their culture that has them being the face of pros internationally, they want to blame people that are taking it or who are actually patronizing something that's legal in their country. You see what I'm saying? Entitlement is crazy. You got tour guides talking about they don't want tourists. You got
And the
pros
funny
in
thing,
Colombia. Go on, bro.
I mean, you just brought up a point because when I was in the military in Japan, in a spot in Yokohama, they had a whole street full of nothing but Colombian females that were out there
Wow.
doing sex work. And when you just said that about in the being in the Netherlands, it brought me back to when I was in Yokohama and I saw that street, and it was a street full of just nothing but Colombians walking down the street, and that's where the Japanese mafia, the Yakuza, would go to, get the girls.
You
Hey,
see,
Nak,
Yeah,
so how
Colombia is
they're
a
all
nation
all
of
over Europe.
pros.
Hey, Nak, how much you think dudes putting the girls on YouTube, like in the way where it's clear what they doing, plays into them not wanting the tourists there or the tourists going on or cracking down?
I mean, I think that has a there's an effect that involves that, but these women is on webcams. You see what I'm saying? I think they want the money, but they don't want the shame. Like if
They
you're gonna
sh-
be selling it, like and you want to strip, they want to like wear that. They don't want to do
short.
that because it's bringing shame to them. But their women and their men are bringing shame to them all around the world. Colombians do not have, and let me preface this with I respect all humanity and all members of humanity. So I'm not gonna typecast the whole group, right? But let's keep it 100. With media, movies, and social, Colombians don't have the best name in the world. So they got to fix that instead of saying, well, this is what we're advertising, but now we're going to harass the people that are coming to the call that we're putting out. That makes no sense.
I agree
Many
Well,
wholeheartedly.
people
what I'm
show
starting to
women
see
on
is this: is
YouTube
that
while paying them off camera.
what I'm saying is this, because I do live in Panama, and Panama doesn't have that much of a problem. It's here, but it's more conservative. Where if you don't know where it's at, then you're not gonna find it. But
Right.
so what I'm starting to see is that a lot of other places. I mean, Colombia is trying to be like that. The Dominican Republic is trying to be like that. It's like we don't mind you all doing it and coming over here, but right now it's an open market, and we want it to be a closed market. We want it to be exclusive and private because we still want to get the dollars of the other tourists the families. We want the families to come. We want the retirees to come. We want their dollars as well, because that's how Panama eats. Panama eats. They don't care about any ex-tourists coming over here doing all of that. They eat off of the retirees coming over here, getting the pensionado visa. So I can see that, these Latin American countries are seeing, the business model of, Panama and Costa Rica and saying, okay, well, why can't we do the same thing as them? Okay, well, let's clean this up.
Pattaya is doing the same thing. They started about 10 years ago trying to move away from the S and more to the expat and retirees, but that's not really working too well for them. They got golf courses and stuff like that, but I think the women are the biggest draw to that city anyway. But they are, to your point, trying to move away from the image of that, but they're gonna keep Soy Six, they're gonna keep Soy Cowboy and all these places open just in case you want some of that, but they're not trying to make it as prominent as it was before.
Hey, Knack, let me ask you a question. Um, isn't Thailand putting some stipulations on the visa, far as how long to stay there, or aren't they saying that you have to have a certain amount of money in your account to come there?
Well, that's been going on. I mean, even
That
to get
depends on
a
the type of
60-day
visa.
visa. Okay. You wanna answer the question for me, man?
Well, do you want me to answer the question for you?
Nah,
No, because
I
I
asked
started
Knack Neezy
answering,
because Knack
and you
Neezy's in
steady
Thailand.
double dutching every time I speak, bro. When
A
you
lot
speak,
of
be
times,
quiet,
a
man. Give us
lot
the
of
same
times when I
respect.
try to speak, I have to
Hey,
wait long periods of time to even talk.
come on, fellas.
Yeah, but I asked
Yeah, no,
the
it's
question.
it's
I
Me a
all
posed the
good.
specific
question to
question.
Knack Neezy.
No,
I,
go
Yep,
ahead
yep,
and
yep.
answer the question, but I could answer the question because I started traveling in 1993. That's 33 years of travel experience. I spent the
Okay,
past 13
how
years,
long have you
13
been in
years married.
Thailand then?
I've been married in Thailand for 13 years.
And you're still there now?
Still
Right
there
as we
now.
speak. Yep.
All right, so
It's just.
I'm gonna pass the mic to him.
No,
But the
hold
thing that
on,
we're
that. Hold
talking
on,
about
that.
here
Hold
is
on,
that
that.
hold on,
I
Gans.
didn't
Hold on, Gans. Let me say
You
something
getting
to him though.
fluffed and offended about over something. You getting fluffed and offended because you think
because
I disrespected you.
I didn't ask you because I don't know your background or your history. I
Right.
know that Nakneezy, I know his background and history, so I posed the question to him.
Thank you. And that's all I'm trying to tell him. Like, it's just common courtesy. He may have more or even better information on Thailand to me, and I can defer to him, or I can defer to BA, who actually has a visa. He has I'm not gonna say what kind of visa he has, but he knows. But to answer your question, brother, is that the visa, even for a 60-day visa, last time I got one, you had to show proof of funds, right? But they keep changing the visa policies in Thailand like the wind. They went 90 days visa free to 60, and now they're talking about they're going back to 30 because people were manipulating and taking advantage of it in combination with visa runs, land visa runs, and even visa runs through the air. So they're just what they're trying to do is get rid of the cheap tourists, the cheap Charlies as they call them, and focus on tourism with people with money. And by that, they have like a DTV visa. They also have a long-term visa, education, and soft power visa. Like if you want to learn how to cook, but all these visas, you got to show how much money you got that you can live in the country because they don't want broke people in the country. And that's why he asked me expat.
Yeah, and the only thing I added to that was it just depends on the type of visa. That's all I said.
Hey,
Oh Jesus Christ! You can't add something to the front end of a question posed to another man though. You see what I'm saying? We're all men. If someone asks you, say expat, you know this, I'm not gonna chime in. I'm gonna let you rock. That's all we're saying is let us rock.
Well,
If someone asks a
when the
specific
guy
question, just let
talked,
them rock.
when the guy was talking, he didn't say, "I'm talking to name
yes, I
me."
called his name.
He
I called
literally
his name.
said that.
Did
He literally
anybody
said
else
that.
on the panel heard him say his name?
Yes, I said Nakneezy.
I didn't say you.
Yeah.
I say anybody else on the panel.
No,
Did
but
anybody
we
hear him
both
say
Yeah,
heard it.
that?
He
yeah,
was
he said it.
speaking
He
to
said it.
me.
He said it.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
yeah, but
three on the panel, so some of us didn't hear it. So I apologize for that.
No, you all right. Well, thank you for your apology 10 minutes after the offense. Yeah, I think your Applejack hat is too tight, bro.
You fluffing up
All right. Let's not go with the disrespect. We try to be a safe space over here.
yeah. It's
You
all
trying to
right.
fluff
I
and turn
think
something
that
into
was
an
just
insult that wasn't intended to be so.
All
I
right, bro.
think that was just a
Let's move on.
misunderstanding. Yeah, I think that was just a
Let's move on.
misunderstanding. But what I was gonna say about the whole Columbia thing, because I'm still on the fence about going to Columbia, as y'all guys know. Shout out to
Don't go.
CTG. We got some brothers over there to where they built a hotel and everything, and I'm looking forward to like patronizing them and spending money with some people that's a part of this community. But with everything that's going on, my question is it worth it? Like I say, I was on the
Well,
phone with some
Cartagena
brothers.
doesn't have that problem, but go ahead. It's
Well, they
mostly
said it's
Medellin.
all. They said it's all through Colombia actually now because
Who's they?
people, well, people that have traveled out there because people the gimmick was to fly into somewhere else in Colombia and then fly into Medellin from somewhere else because they saying they it's like that through coming through customs, but they saying it's spreading to more places. My thing is it worth it right now? Is it really worth the hassle knowing that even they go through your phone and if they find one subjective picture, they could turn you around and send you back home and that's all your money lost?
Well, let me say this, and I know the brothers who are you're going to patronize over in Cartagena.
Shout
So
out to them.
if you're just going to Cartagena, you have no intentions on going to Medellin. You have no worries about what's happening in Medellin because it's not happening in Cartagena. What's happening in Cartagena is a totally different thing where they want to move the nightlife to a different sector. They're not stopping people from coming there. So in Cartagena, the government in Cartagena is actually taking a hands-on approach. They're not blaming it on anybody else. They're saying, okay, what we're gonna do, we're gonna move this nightlife to another sector, right? So you going to Cartagena, you're not gonna have any problems.
There's no issues with going to Cartagena.
No.
Nah.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Like I say, with each of these lives, man, I pick up something that I didn't previously had before the live. So that's actually some good information, and I'm gonna try to go ahead and strike before it actually spreads, if it do spread. Because
Yeah,
I don't want to try to patronize them brothers. Go ahead.
everything that's going on in Medellin has to do with the mayor of Medellin and the Medellin government. It doesn't have to do
Mm.
with Colombia as a whole.
Yeah, that's some good information right there.
That's
So
like
so go ahead.
that's like, for example, in Thailand. Why you seen some of the changes happen in Thailand now? Because they have a new prime minister.
Oh yeah, I can see that. But from what, like I say, I was told that they were spreading it out. But like I say, I think Miguel, shout out to Miguel from Rooftop Republic. He say like it's not an issue in Cartagena as of now. But there's that. I was talking on WhatsApp with I have a friend that has a girlfriend in Colombia. She was talking about how the tourists is making it more expensive for people to live there, how they're driving up the prices. My question to her was, who are actually raising the prices? Isn't that Colombians that own the business that's raising the prices on other Colombians? If that's the case,
Hmm.
you know what I mean?
It
Yeah,
Like we're
happens
not.
let
everywhere.
me, if I
Go
can
ahead.
add to that, Charlie, because I think
Absolutely.
that's a great point you make. It's just scapegoating. A lot of groups do it,
Yep.
so they're not special. Because I was going to move to Portugal until Portuguese people and Spanish people were doing this in Spain. They were just throwing protests, mad at foreigners for increasing the prices in Portugal, especially in Lisbon, which is funny because
Wow.
most expats weren't moving to Lisbon. They were moving to other areas because things like the Golden Visa incentivized them not to move into the major metropolitan. And again, most land owned in Portugal is obviously Portuguese people. So they
Right.
just saw a chance to exploit foreigners and increase the price on the same real estate for a different buyer. And then now, net, Portuguese people were actually, experiencing that in the market and was just blaming foreigners. Like Americans were coming there to be overcharged the extra 200,000 euros on a house that really don't cost that much. Nobody wants that. But
Right.
they just found somebody to target and the economy wasn't doing fairly well. So a lot of those situations are just, yes, the locals overcharging and changing the market because they just seek to a gain to make more money. And so it's really not the foreigners. Most foreigners say what when they leave America? I'm moving to Mexico to pay less. They don't want to be
Mm-hmm.
overcharged $3 for coffee. They want the same local price. But when foreigners tend to do that, they look like a crash out too. If you start arguing with locals like, I'm not paying that, you overcharging me. That's how you get locked up too. So at the same day, it's just usually locals doing that because they control the market, obviously. It's their country.
Yeah.
You don't
I
want
agree.
to get the police involved
Yeah, I agree.
because they got, whether you right or wrong, they're going to normally side with the local.
But that's why you got to find out what's the price up front.
Unless you pay the police.
You know what I'm saying? And your
Right.
power of
Yeah.
negotiation, the power to walk away. Like, nah, I'm cool. And then you see how fast they be willing to change them prices. You know what I'm saying? Or, if
I
you
never
just
thought about that. And that's simple. That's simple. That's very simple. And I never thought about that.
I used to sample a while back. I was in Chiang Mai. I used to be in an expat group, helping people that first moved here. A group of us went out, and there was this lady in the group. She was looking to buy some fake jade, but the Thai person was telling her it's real jade, telling her that he wanted like 10,000. I forgot how much he said he wanted, but it was very expensive for a piece of plastic. And I told her, I remember the exact amount. It was 1,000 baht he wanted for it. And I told her she didn't walk. Let's walk away. If he doesn't drop that price, I will give you the $1,000 for you to buy that item that you wanted. If I walked away, it got down to like $150 from $1,000. So you got to be careful when you shop in holiday spots in bigger cities that cater to foreigners, because the prices are all going to be higher, and there's some people that try to take advantage of foreigners. They try to scam them. It's best to shop. It's best to try to shop where you see a bunch of locals shopping from, whether it's a restaurant, a store, or whatever. And it helps if you have a partner with you that can help show you the right place to shop at and negotiate prices. Or if you can speak Thai yourself, you can negotiate prices.
Well, here's the thing. This was my rebuttal to the chick that was blaming, because once I said that, she was like, "Oh, it's not just the foreigners, it's the government, it's the police." I said, "So why are y'all blaming foreigners?" You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, my thing is this: that shit happens in America. We going through that now. The place that was once the ghetto is now full with like high rises, and I think somebody's background is getting extremely loud.
Well, I heard it that time, so I don't think it was me.
Oh, okay.
Because when you say you hear the background noise, I haven't heard it.
Well, it kind of went down then. But I was like, we just got a name for it in America, and it's called gentrification. Like say, black Lex Travel. Like say, it's just common here, and people come to just not just accept it, but we just know it happens. You know what I mean? And to be honest, in a lot of cases, I'm not mad at gentrification. I know people could jump down my throat for it, but here's the thing: if it's a lot of crime going on in this area, and how you get it to go subside is to move people out, raise the prices. Hey, do what you got to do. But that's just the thing that happens with more money in circulation. People's gonna charge more. Restaurants are gonna charge more. I was just watching some shit in Atlanta to where they charging $200 for, what was that? Some clams or some oysters or something. $200.
And to your point, Charlie, the people who are upset about it are the people who didn't lock in. You know what I'm saying? Because, okay, if you've been the person that's just been working and renting all of your life, okay, and you never took, the time to, pool your money and pool your resources to own a piece of, the property. And now because, the people who own stuff, they're the ones who have the ability or the power to be able to raise it, whether it's the real estate that they own or whether it's the business that they own. But if you're an employee, you can't, request a raise or higher wages. So yeah, of course, it's natural that you're going to be upset about the situation. But just like what you just said, okay, if I live in Atlanta, okay, when gentrification happened in Stone Mountain and Decatur, I wasn't upset about it. I was happy because it was like, that means that my property value just went up, or I can raise my rent now. Oh, thank you. Now, instead of getting $1,200 a month, now I'm getting $1,700 a month. But that's because I was able to lock in, and that's the key to it, is being able to not be a retail consumer, because that's how they got us. They got us as being retail consumers. We need to be wholesale producers, and I learned there.
I'll say nobody got you. You just got yourself. And I always try to liberate people from that. Ain't nobody got you. You got yourself. They got damn apps to help you invest. They got damn grants, loans, programs. So they help you be an owner. You just pick your own poison as a free human. But I was just going to add, people just decide what they're going to be on, Charlie, at the end of the day. Like, I was watching a special the other day, and people were mad at, I guess it was called CTG. What's that thing? HTV TV or whatever, where they gave away houses and stuff like that.
Yeah, anyway, HGTV, Home Garden Television.
There we go. There was a special because people was like, they gave me a free house and they set me up. The house was free and clear, meaning it had no debt or anything, but they were saying those programs set them up because they had to pay property insurance and then, of course, their taxes. So they were like, they set us up by giving us a free house. So
They
they
didn't set you up.
complained regardless.
Right.
They just complained. Exactly. They didn't
Yeah.
set you up. So at the end of the day, they were still complaining though, Charlie. They was like, yeah, I had to take care of maintenance. Can you believe that? So they gave me this free house, but there's responsibilities and we couldn't pay for them. And it was like, what, bro? You could have sold it the same day, right? But guess what? They took out all the equity. They took out the money and spent it. And then they were
Uh-huh.
like, now we in debt. So again, people just complain, period, because that's what people be doing. So whether it's gentrification or I give you a free house, some people are just going to figure out to say, Charlie, you screwed me over and you need to be held accountable because you gave me a free $1 million house. You screwed
Yeah.
me over. And be
They
serious.
listen. It's always strings attached to it. I always say I don't want nothing free because there's gonna be strings attached to it. Now they knew they knew what was going on with those free houses. I'm pretty sure it's like back in the early '90s when here in New York, Giuliani was auctioning off those brownstones for $1. Right? The catch was you had to stay in the house for 10 years and then you had to invest in the house. You had to fix it up. So we knew what it was. I wish I was in the right state of mind back. I was only like 21 years old back then because I would
Yeah.
have bought that house for $1. Trust me,
Them
I'd have three
brownstones
of them.
cost some bread nowadays, huh?
Man, listen, them same houses that Giuliani was auctioning off for $1. Nah, am I lying? Because he was doing the same thing in Bed-Stuy.
Uh,
Them houses
bro, I'm
are
shaking
over
my head
10
like I
million.
wish I'd have got into it. Yeah.
Yeah. We about the same age. We wasn't in our right frame of mind at that time. Them brownstones is worth over $10 million now.
Damn.
Yep.
Damn. That's crazy. Yeah. Nah, that's crazy. But yeah, like you say, like hindsight is 2020. If you knew what was going on, and I think what Black Cleaner was saying also adds some validity. The people that own property over there is not really pitching and bitching about gentrification because their property value raises with the neighborhood's property value. It's the people that was perpetual renters. Now they're talking about they're being taken advantage of when rent has been historically higher than a mortgage. So I guess it's just like where you at in life and how you look at it. But now, like, oh, that's just like the people that was fuss. Well, I don't know if that was happening everywhere else, but in Minnesota, they had the whole protest about you need to pay the people that work at these fast food restaurants more money, this, that, and the third. They should get paid more. But now they bitching. Now that a Whopper costs $9. Did y'all think that the CEOs was gonna eat that? Y'all thought the CEOs was gonna take a pay cut because y'all got out there in March. Okay, so now what they doing? What's the next level after that? Now they putting robots in there. Y'all bitching about now we gotta fire people or charge y'all more. We're gonna put a robot in there and have it flip your birdie. So there's that. Somebody got some terrible feedback. But I mean I land my plane there. I just think like OTO say, people gonna find a reason to bitch and moan about stuff. That's just is what it is. People like, come on, like here's the thing: some of the craziest stories that I've heard is people in the government office keeping up a ruckus talking about y'all need to give me my money, and you on free subsidy, you on free goddamn it lunch, and you in there bitching about something somebody's giving to you for free, and you in there demanding it. To me, like say, people gonna always find something that they could complain about. So shout out to OTO for that.
Many people blame others because they didn't take the time to read the fine print.
Yeah, well, I agree with that. It's just that how long do you want something free to last? How long how entitled are you to where somebody's giving you something and you walking in and you demanding it?
Well, I can say in America, I've never seen anything that's free. But like when I help villagers out here or take care of stray dogs, I do it because I want to. I don't I don't attach any expectations or agendas to it. There's no strings attached to it. And if I do my best to do my research to make sure they're not trying to abuse my kindness. But can it happen? Yes. And if it does, do I blame them or do I blame myself for deciding to give them the money? And at the end of the day, it was my choice to do it. What do? You stop helping them. That's all you can do. You can't blame others for what you allow in life.
Well, I agree with that. It's just people gonna find something to blame on somebody. That's
Yeah.
it just is what it is. Like people was in Minnesota also complaining. Like since I think OTO brung up Home and Garden TV. It was a lady here like she was big on that channel, and the city was giving her houses for $1, and she was fixing them up, and it was ran down houses and stuff like that. People was protesting that. Oh, she's already rich. Why y'all giving her houses? And their response was, this house was vacant for 20 years. You had the chance to do something with it, and you didn't offer it to me for $1. Well, you're not out here making neighborhoods better.
I
So
agree.
I think it should at least be offered like they did in New York. If you're offering one person that already has money the opportunity to buy something real cheap and not making that public first, I do see that as an issue. But I think the bigger issue is the mentality with some of our people where we don't value certain things and other people will come and value it and then do something with it. And once something's done with it, then it's like, oh, then we want to start seeing a big problem with it. But it was there the whole time in the same neighborhood. Um,
exactly.
yo, we never really touched on the black fatigue aspect. We kind of did.
Go ahead.
I wanted to go back to that if possible.
Absolutely.
You'll be able to
Eh,
do that on Monday. Real Talk with Nate, Black Cleaner channel. Check it out. That's my topic
Okay,
for
so
that Monday.
I won't exhaust the topic here. I'll make sure that I subscribe to your channel so we can chop it up over there. What time you gonna go live?
8 p.m.
Mm,
In the week?
Yeah,
yeah.
Monday.
Oh yeah, perfect. So I could hit that. I'm in Europe, so I'm 6 hours ahead.
Oh man, that's what's up. But
Yeah, I've been
I
out
mean,
here
like
for
you
like
said, we
eight
don't
years
have to
already.
exhaust
Have
that
big
topic.
ears?
But I think black fatigue started as something else. It was saying that black people are fatigued, but now they're making it as people are fatigued of
Fatigue
black people.
develops.
Yeah,
They've look. Let's keep it 100. Like the whole world, they don't really rock with us. You know what I'm saying? So if they're gonna talk about uh, gringos or expats making problems, they're gonna go to who they think the lowest hanging fruit are.
that's a fact.
Just
Yeah.
like in South Africa, they scared to run up on them Boers because them Boers got them things, so they're
Mm-hmm.
running up on poor migrants from border countries. It's just cowardice, you know. So the only
Coward.
thing is, I just make sure that I'm not one of those poor ops that they think I am. You know, I got that beautiful blue passport, you know, and I move like I have a passport and the power of America behind me, you know, and I make sure that I represent myself and my people and my country well when I travel across seas. But black fatigue is real, and it's them just trying to bully people that they assume don't have resources to defend themselves.
Yeah. But here's the thing: it's and like you say, I think the most important part about what you just said is they not running up on the people that's actually causing them problems. They're just running up
Mm-mm.
on the people to where they consume, like you said, is the lowest hanging fruit. We can make it look like y'all the problem, but when such and such walk down the sidewalk, we clearly look the other way, and he's the reason why y'all in this state.
Uh-huh.
Like, come on, man. Like, say, I wasn't even aware because I was doing some research into it and looking into it. I wasn't even aware that the can I say HIV on YouTube, Ronnie?
You just did.
Well, I don't have to say it again, but I didn't realize that that rate was so high out there. Well, in that specific place, but in the bordering country, it's almost it's a fraction of it, which is to say that it was intentionally done like that. Those people was looking to eradicate those people, and they have no issue with that. But you are physically attacking people that has nothing to do with the situation that you're in, talking about they are stealing your resources.
Hmm.
People gonna find a problem in every situation in fashion in life, and I just think it's like you say, it's cowardice. That's the best
Right.
word that I could think to describe
Yeah.
it. It's just cowardice.
Well, hold
It's
on. Let's,
cowardice and it's
let's
also
get to that, Charlie.
self-preservation.
And that's
That's
a
not
good point too,
self-preservation
Cleaner.
though.
Yeah. Wait, Charlie, you're gonna have to slow this down because what you said is factual about that in that particular group, but then what you're doing is ignoring that groups do it inside each other to each other also. So while that group might have had that issue with that external group, you act like it was Wakanda between. Wakanda wasn't even good within Wakanda. And so at the end of the day, that other group that you say, man, y'all fighting each other, they're not each other. You getting it twisted. You're just like, oh, well, they got the same skin color. That doesn't mean they ain't each other. You go to Europe. Europe be beefing with Europeans.
That's
Serbia
a fact.
separated against Kosovo. They don't consider each other the same. And
That's
so
a fact.
Russia, Ukraine, I could keep giving you examples. So again, the same thing is in Africa on a grander scale because there's so many different languages, so many different groups. And so at the end of the day, you might see it and say, hey, from an American context, because we're all kind of mixed in together, right? And we got problems like that, FBA, and then, tethers and all this other stuff. So, but when you look at South Africa, you'll be like that. But again, they have their own issues with their own groups. And I don't even have to say tribes, it's groups. They have their own ethnic, different backgrounds, and they collide on that. So people from outside, they're going to have heat with them. You don't even know about colors. You got colourdrins. You got people who are colored, but they're between white and black in South Africa. And then you got the blacks, and then you got Zulus, and then you got the next group. And so it's just a complex thing, but it's a human thing. And they got beef with each other.
Well,
Heavy
I
beef.
get that. I get that, and I'm gonna touch
But
on
you're like,
something
why
more.
don't y'all get together and go against the whites? It's not,
No.
nah, bro.
I never said anything about getting together. I'm
Okay,
just
go ahead.
saying the people that are pressing them are a more pressing factor. Now, you did say something that
That's
I
what
did
you
wanna-
say. That's not what they say, though. You get what I'm saying? Because they
But
got
from the
stories
outside
stretching
looking
back
in, we
before
can
even
see
those
that
people
though,
came
right?
to the country. Nah, Charlie, because even before those people that you said are oppressing them came to the country, they had beef with each other. Was stretching way back before a European even touched the shores. They had beef with each other that
Yeah,
stretches
for sure.
back to Chickasaw Island, Turtle Island, Buffalo Valley, Lion's Den. So again, it's in a context. They have beef with each other that stretches far beyond any of those people coming to the shores.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
sometimes they
Let me
leveraged
give a
that
little.
relationship. When those
Go ahead.
people
Oh,
came,
and
they linked up with them to fight the other people that they had beef with that looked like them.
Okay.
So that
yeah,
happens
that's a
too.
whole fact. In the terms of South Africa, though, it's when I said, because I brought up the South Africa piece, and maybe someone brought it up before me as well, is that they're picking on low hanging fruit, poor people. It don't necessarily have to be black people, right? But they're going after people that really aren't pushing the economy in any way. You know what I'm saying? But they won't step to those who are holding 90% of the wealth in their country. And when they do, they start running because them dudes pull out them things, them AKs and stuff. And it ain't only white people. It's Indians and coloreds that are
Chinese too.
doing that. Oh, Chinese. It's like everybody's slicing up that piece of the
That's what
pie.
I meant to say.
But like I said, the black fatigue, they just assume that black people are an easy lick. And too many of us make that true. I'm not an easy lick for anybody. You know what I'm saying? And I don't use my blackness as a curse. My blackness is something that I'm proud of, and I move like that. I don't move like some damn black loser. You know what I'm saying? I'm a winner, and I'm American, so you know what I'm saying. You're gonna have a hard time making me a lick.
That's a fact. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I agree with you, Magnesium. I'm nobody's victim. But what I will say, the second part of that, OTO, let me touch home with it. Let me touch home with it. I was gonna make this a whole different thing, but we're getting into it now, so why not? I'm more or less, I don't know if it's a certain standpoint that I'm getting to, far as financially or age wise, but even this shit here on Homeland is stupid to me because we got people here in our country that don't like us because of the hue of our skin, and we don't like each other because of the clothes that's on our body. How does that make sense? And y'all talk about a no-fly zone, or you got to check in when you come here. I ain't never seen one of these niggas make Taylor Swift check in. Make Taylor Swift check in, and then I can respect it and say y'all some real go-getters. But until then, you only preying on your own people, and that is cowardice as well.
Again, we see each other as a easy lick.
Yeah.
You know, and we go out of our way a lot of times to just, put the thumb down and press it, but then be scared or showing a whole bunch of teeth, smiling when it comes to anybody else. It's cowardice, bro. I mean, that's a whole nother conversation that we have to have. It's cowardice in the worst, or it's an appeal to authority at its best.
But
But
I'll bet on that, Nat, because Charlie, I get what you're saying, but it's easier to talk that than to walk that. And most people are not what you're mapping them out to be. I served in the military. Shout outs to military members. But don't get it twisted. These guys have been trained, but there's about 10 that don't try to run. A lot of people, even if they're trained, seek retreat in desperate times. So when you say, man, they pick on the smaller, yeah, hell yeah, they pick on a smaller target. That's a dub. To fight the big Kraken or Thanos, you might get wiped out. And so, yes, everybody's not a revolutionary that's going to take it there and say, yeah, I'm going to fight Thanos and I'm going to do it. Nah, most people are going to scatter. Most people are going to create or, pick the smaller target versus the harder target. And that's just reality. I get it that you are revolutionary, but that's not everybody. That's not the mate for everybody. Everybody's not going to do that. They're going to be like, all right, hold on. That's a mutual destruction, or we might get wiped out. So you know what? Guess what? Remember the Matrix, the movie The Matrix? How many Neos chose not to get wiped out and chose to restart the Matrix again?
5 before him.
Exactly. Everybody, even if they got out the Matrix and they took the red pill and all this nonsense, all of the other 5 decided to say, hey, you know what? I don't want to be wiped out by no damn machines, so let me go back and restart on Zion. That's what you get in real life. People choose that.
And Thanos wasn't the bad guy, but that's a whole different topic.
No, for sure. That's just like Captain Hook wasn't the bad guy, but that was a whole different topic. But what I'm saying, I don't even looking at it as being a resolutionary or whatever. My bad. I don't know why I can't say that word right now either. But I'm not looking at that as that. I'm looking at it as common sense. There's people that's to this day. Did y'all see the Mexican, the Latin police officer to where she just hates you because you're black? That's for no other reason but because you're black. But then you go pick shit with another black person because they're from a different side of town where neither one of y'all own property. How does that make sense? And I'm open to this.
And that's the point.
It makes perfect sense. You got to understand humans. You keep mapping something else, some storyline that you want to believe. It makes sense to humans. That's human struggle throughout all their time. That's why they say somebody who's going to beat you up probably going to look like you. That's common. But you rejecting the humanity and just human nature and then subscribing to whatever your damn narrative is, which is not to be a revolutionary, but not pick on the weakest link. Of course, you're going to pick on the weakest link. Duh.
Hey, Alpo said it best. He said, I wasn't afraid of the brother man, but I was definitely afraid of the other man. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, there you go. They got nukes. Like, what you mean? You ain't got no damn nuke in the hood. So, yeah, I'm a skitty pop you. You don't know how to shoot the gun. You shoot it on the sideways, your pants halfway down. But you saying go fight the militia. Talking about, yeah, that's the real war. You need to go fight that. Nah, I'm good. I'm a pick on you. I'm going to be the boss of this little small section we got. I'll be limited all day.
So that make me a revolutionary because I'm like, that. But just think about this. And I don't even want to get too deep into it because Like I'm gonna look further like her, and I'm not even saying that's a bad thing, but that's just not my aim
Man,
right
get
now.
deep into it, bro. Don't shy
It,
away from it. Dive into this. No Diddy.
okay, for sure, for sure. Here's the thing: if you just think about all of the lives that we have lost due to this, what side you're from or what color you like to wear, couple that with the Margaret Sanger, what's her name, Sanger or Fracture? Do you
Singer.
realize, Sanger? Do you realize how much bigger our population would be? We would be the majority opposed to the minority. Do you know, like, say, even with that being said, to where people talking about Black Lives Matter, but you have had 5 ABs. You're what sense does that make? Does that make me a person that's saying all resolutionary and shit like that? No, I'm just saying let's just look at it from 1,000 foot view. You got Lil Tim that's killing Lil Run Run because they from different sides of the street and don't neither one of them own property over there. We got their sisters that's they ABing and deleting their kids because they using it as a contraception, but everything is supposed to be okay within the community. I can't call that out because I'm a part of the community. To me, that's crazy.
No,
To
you
me,
can
that's
call it out.
But you, hey, it's the same thing. Like, bro, even though I think we all deal with self hate a little bit because even I'll be like, man, you wouldn't hurt no Chinese dude or whoever, but you would hurt me, someone that look like you. But when I get mad, I'm gonna be the same. We all fall victim to that because I'll be like, they come to a brother, I'll be like, yo, he get out of line, he'll own this slug. You know what I'm saying? I mean, his life has no value to me when I'm upset, and it's vice versa. And I know that because I feel like we've been conditioned to think that way. Because we know when I'm upset, his life has no value to me. But I know he thinks the same way. And
but
so, but
Sebastian's life got value to you,
who's that?
right?
Oh, yeah,
Big
yeah, yeah,
Brown
yeah,
Court.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. But I said I don't understand it because I feel like we all been conditioned that way.
No, that's a
Because we
fact.
might
That's a
sit up
fact.
here and talk all politically correct and real mature right now. Let one of us get upset with one another. Your life is gonna have no value to that dude at that moment. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna have no value to him.
Luckily, I'm luckily enough to be alive with a lot of things that in grown that like say in the areas I done grown up in and things of that nature. So I'm blessed and lucky to be here because a couple inches one way or the other, I wouldn't be here. So I definitely understand. But I think the key word in what you was just saying, K9, we was conditioned to be this way. We grew up hating people from the other side. I don't even know why I don't like him. And the
Right.
most disrespectful thing to me is when I'm in the store and I speak to another brother, he look me up and down like I just flipped him off. I'm like,
Can I chime in here? Can I chime in?
absolutely, absolutely, please do.
There's definitely some truth in this. Definitely, right? Um, on a grander scale, I'm in Europe, and people from Amsterdam can't stand people from Rotterdam, and they're all white. Germans can't stand Dutch people, and they bombed them in 1940. You know, the Japanese went into Korea and turned their women into comfort women. They all Asian, right? So it's more of a human condition, but I do think to socioeconomic reasons in certain communities, let's talk about ours, it becomes more pronounced. When you add that with remnants from historical events, and y'all know what I'm talking about, and
Hmm.
conditioning, you just have one big, ball of FSHIT, right? With which I like to call generational black effery. Um, and unfortunately, it seems like a lot of us are not prepared to climb out of it because you don't have to be a victim to that. Like you really don't.
That's a
You
fact.
know, for those that know me on these panels, like there was a interaction that a year ago I would have really got at homie. You know what I'm saying? But for the respect of the panel, I chilled. We all have to sometimes take a step back, especially when it comes to each other, and practice internal customer service. Right? We got to be nice to each other, and unfortunately, our people are the least prepared in a position to be treating each other like shit, and we do it constantly. So far, so much to the point where you have people that grow up in proximity to us, like Latinos, who will constantly, who will be scared to death of white people, who will link up with Nazis in prison against black people, but want to dress, talk, walk, sound, and act like us. And the reason that they do it is because they think it's sweet, because we'll pop each other for nothing. You step on my Timbs, bang. You look at my shorty, bang. But when a white dude does it, you want to talk it out. You see what I'm saying? So there's a whole it's a multi-pronged tool here. But I mean, at the end of the day, you don't have to continue that silence of black that not silence that you don't have to continue that fuckery, as I like to call it, generational black fuckery. You can stop it right now.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, Charlie, I would add a lot of that is story. Like, man, it's a lot of factors, but everybody's been victims of it. Like, so it's nothing special for us. We just keep saying it, and there you go. You got the damn results. Literally, I don't know if you know this. Most people don't. Thailand ended slavery at 1907. Thai people have been less free than black Americans.
Just
They were
to say real,
slavers. They were slaves for a long, long time. And it wasn't no good slavery. So don't try to make up those kind of, coping mechanisms.
What is good slavery?
It's something, well, some people will be like, well, it wasn't bad because it was kind of like this way. No, it wasn't good. So at the end of the day, the whole world has dealt with those things. And 80% of black people don't live in no damn hood. So 80% of black people ain't doing that turf war and colors and all that other stuff in the United States of America. So a lot of this stuff, we just making this shit up as we go. Just taking a small fraction and then projecting that into the rest of the people. Ronan, was you in the hood fighting over colors?
No, I don't even know that.
People.
I've never had that experience.
And guess
That's
what?
why
Guess what?
I can't associate in certain rooms because I don't know what y'all are talking about. Have I heard about it? Have I seen it on TV?
Yeah.
Just like most people, they judge it by the media and movies that they watch. I never had to experience that.
In most time in the past, when people wanted, you know how many black people try to stop rap, and that's just one thing. But you like in negative rap, you know how many black people lined up to stop that? For the most part, over a while, people just decided to do whatever the F they wanted to do. You could blame whatever group you want to blame. But there's some groups out here who had stuff pushed upon them and they said no to it. The Chinese was hooked on opium. They had the same drugs pushed on their community and forced onto their people. They had to fight back. Or they chose not to fight back. And they lost. So again, they didn't lose that war. They won it. And they overcame it. So that's really what it is. Are you going to win the war, and what do you decide to choose? Because as y'all were just saying, at the end of it all, you decide your own destiny. And some other people are going to decide to stay on the F stuff. It is what it is.
Okay, so my question to you, OTO, is this something that we should just accept and just move on with our lives, or do we have these discussions about it? So people can see, especially on public forums like YouTube, where people can see that all people are not like this. All people don't think that way. All people are not gangbangers.
Let me show you something.
Go ahead.
Let me show you something. And especially with this travel thing, because that's kind of like in our lane, right? I always tell black men, y'all always be talking about this little dumb stuff like, oh, they see black men. Most people see black men through iShowSpeed. That type of impact is way more broader and bigger than somebody doing some dumb F stuff here and there. iShowSpeed, YouTube is illegal in China. But when iShowSpeed came, Chinese government said, yeah, y'all could watch YouTube and you could live stream in our country. Nobody's looking like, oh, you black and then it's this and that. So again, it depends. If you go out here and make waves and make moves, that is the larger thing. You know how big Michael Jackson was in the world and in the planet? I don't even think there'll ever be a human as big as that dude, as far as just being popular. So you could be whatever you want in this life, So that is what I say you focus on. Stop trying to worry about some 20% of people. Do you see Elon Musk trying to help the trailer trash and change the image of trailer trash? Or does he out here just going out and being great? And that leaves a bigger impact. So you could do the same shit. But go ahead, go back to the hood and worry about trying to fix that equation for a couple of people. They choose that life. That is their life. I'm not saying shit about it. It is what it is. But I'm going to focus on the Ronins. I'm going to focus on Reagan Lewis. I'm going to focus on the other people that are getting done and leaving a mark, like I Show Speed and etc. That's it. I'm going to lean into that.
I think I Show Speed be buffooning. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you.
Well, that's just one example, right?
Bucking,
like, I'm just
bucking
showing
his
you.
eyes and, you know, being the easily amazed, high jumping, back flipping Negro. You know, that
Many
ain't
people
that ain't
act like buffoons. I Show Speed is not the only one. So I could do another example, right? But again, I just gave that one example.
I got you, bro. But here's the thing. I understand your point, right? And we could have a conversation and respectful disagreements. Because there's a section of our people, and I have them in my family, that are doing well, millionaires, homeowners, educators, all of that. And I think that's who we should be striving to be, right? But to turn our back on those that are less fortunate, that maybe cannot change or don't have the opportunities to change, in my opinion, is a little elitist. You have to, and I'm not calling you elitist, but we have to know who we're going to spend our time on. There's a saying that don't cast pearls to swine. You know, if you got 3 bodies and you gang, I'm not spending 5 minutes on you. But the kid that lives next door to you in the same housing project, you know, if you're standing outside of that housing project, some people might look at everybody that lives there as that because of where they are at that point of their lives and that part of society. I say, as a black man, I'm going to invest time in those that want to change because there is a narrative. There's always been a narrative, and our period of enslavement is totally different from what the Thais went through with the Burmese. There's social economic things in Thailand that don't exist in America that are worse than America. Ask anyone from Isan. You know what I'm saying? So those are apples and oranges. We had chattel slavery, we had Jim Crow, we had lynchings and all kind of stuff. When our people were going through
dawn of crack,
redlining, all of that, trying to be excellent, we had a government trying to tear it down, and a lot of that stuff still stays with our people today. Now, what do we do about it? Do you become a perpetual victim, or are you the perpetual survivor and the perpetual winner? Like, we're winners. I'm a goddamn winner, and I talk to other winners. But some people don't know that they're winning yet, or that they can win, because they're surrounded by generational black effery. So if you can see those diamonds in the rough, pluck them out. But all that other dirt that's surrounded, let it be. I'm on that type of time.
No,
well,
shout out.
the time that I'm on.
Okay, go ahead, Black.
You hold on. Let me just say this right fast. Shout out to Mac Measy, and I think what Thousandaire Radio just pulled back up, and I'm sure you heard something that you want to chime in on. But to just allude to what Mac Measy was just saying, do you know how many? Because I was one of them. Do you know how many people that are from where I'm from that don't know you could get your passport as a convicted felon? People don't know that, and I'm here to tell you, you can get your passport as a convicted felon. Maybe it's some charges that you could get to where you can't get it. But I was told by when it's blind leading the blind, you're going nowhere. Because I was told by other people that didn't know what they was talking about, oh, if you're a convicted felon, you can't get your passport. And I'm saying that to say, yeah, instead of saying, goddamn it, yeah, I'm not fucking with, I'm not saying nobody said that, but I'm not rocking with nobody from this neighborhood. Like it is some diamonds in the rough that they don't even know that they could win, let alone win. So I land there. But shout out to Thousand Air Radio. Black Cleaner, you was gonna say something, I thought.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is this. I've been in Panama for about 3 years, and my biggest beef was the whole legacy over comfort thing. Because when I got here, I was, it was my aunt. She's in her 70s, about to be 80. And, I was around all of her friends. All of them is retired. You got a couple of millionaires in the group, but all of them is living, the life that they couldn't afford to live in America, because they were priced out, but still giving the oppressor their money, because all they are looking for is a comfortable place to die. And anytime that I would, bring up the, I would bring up my opinion, or, the subject of, we're in this country and there's Black people in this country and they're struggling. Why can't we, do something like what the white folks is doing? A lot of these white folks, here, they might do, gentrification or whatever. But the one thing that they do is they pull their resources, give it to a white developer. The white developer builds a high rise or builds a casino or whatever. And then what do? They hire the people that look like them to work in those casinos. They've been doing that forever. Even when they was building the Panama Canal, and everybody knows the history of the Panama Canal, the people who look like them, they paid them in on the gold roll and gave them a whole bunch of benefits. And all of the Caribbeans, they paid them on the silver roll, which gave them minimum wage. And then once the Panama Canal was finished, all the people that was on the gold roll was able to go back to their countries and get a nice job and get pensions and benefits. And the people who was on the silver roll went back to Jamaica and all of their Caribbean spots and got nothing, not even health care for whatever they got going on. And let me shorten it. But the point that I was saying was, that's because, white folks is going to help white folks. Spanish folks is going to help Spanish folks. Asians is going to help Asians. So we need to be able to help ourselves. You know what I'm saying? But anytime that I would bring that up, the one thing that they would say is, oh, baby, that's hard work. You asking us to work. We in our retirements. That's up for you to do now. Okay, but you all have this discretionary income. Well, how about, since you all want to be out here virtue signaling and giving, books to, these poor people and donating clothes and stuff like that and doing all of this, why don't you just pull your resources and give it to me so that I can help do some of the stuff that you're doing? Nah, you need to have, now that, giving me all of these excuses why they don't want to even do that either. So it caused me to disassociate myself from them, because you over here just looking for a comfortable place to die. You know what I'm saying? And I'm over here trying to really, do something to make to make real results happen. That because when we're in these Latin American countries, they don't have, Section 8. They don't have welfare and all of these things. So they have to get it how they live it. And I see that, what I'm saying? Most of the guys who come, who are weekend warriors to, who like y'all talking about Sosua and, Medellin and all of these places. Yeah, y'all come there for the weekend. Y'all see the girls, outside the club and, in Delirium and, all of these different places. But y'all don't see what happens when they go home. The 1-bedroom apartments that, is stacked with 5 and 6 people, including kids. And all of them is sitting out there trying to eat. I was able to see that and experience that. So, and a lot of them, they don't want to be out in them streets, doing it. It's just because they don't have a safety net that they have to go out there. And because there's colorism in these countries, where if they try to go get a job at, one of these white establishments, the white people or the Blanquitas is going to say, hey, we're not hiring. So they're forced into the underground economy to be able to eat and survive. But if we were to do the same thing as some of these white folks, pool our resources, develop something and then give them a job, then they won't have to do that. And that's really,
I don't know.
Say
That's a
again.
catch 20. That's
Yeah,
a catch
like what?
22.
Your pitch is off. Like that's why
Yeah.
you
Okay.
didn't get no damn. I wouldn't give you no damn money if you came to me like that. Like you gotta have a better pitch. Now I don't owe you money. Now shout outs to you and your, whatever you want to go do. Then you go do it. You get the money and you put it
Exactly. And
into the
that's what
cause.
I'm doing. And that's what
Versus,
I'm doing.
that's perfect. That's perfect. But the other people who decide not to invest because they don't want to do what you want to do, that's their right. I mean, they got freedom and free will. They don't have to fight the causes the way you want them to fight the causes. So I think, like, at the end of the day, all groups, and white people don't pick white people. Irish, hire Irish only. Then you had the Polish. They were controlling certain different type of jobs in America and didn't let other people. So again, we keep kind of just like act like it's just this white skinned thing. Now again, cool. If you want to do that, like, hey, blacks who are like me, or hey, whites who are like me, I don't have no problem. Do whatever y'all want to do. But for me, it's just I will help anybody. It doesn't matter what class. You don't have to be poor. You don't have to be black. You want to do better for yourself, then I'm gonna give you the plug and the source and the information that you need and the guidance. Period. I'm good to myself and I'm good to good people. And if somebody wants to do better for themselves, regardless of where they're from, I'm not gonna be like, no, your skin white, so I ain't finna help you. That's just me. I'm not, gonna make fun of somebody else who says like I want to help black people. Some people say I only want to help out women or I only want to help out men. Okay, cool. But for me, I help out anybody. So the whole thing is they come from the hood and I gotta help the hood and the people from the hood. I'm gonna help anybody who wants to do good for themselves. I'm not being elitist. I'm just saying, hey, if you want to help yourself and change your life, then cool, we can get it popping. If you want to come at me, well, I can't. I'm black. Okay, cool. I got nothing for you then. I can't help you out. And then that is what it is. You got your life. You believe what you believe. You know what you know. Cool. That's it.
I would just say I believe in helping those that are in true need without enabling the lazy people or enabling the bad behaviors. Some people in circumstances beyond their control, they didn't have nothing to do with those type of help out. Somebody just being lazy and looking for a free handout, I don't believe in helping those types.
When he was talking about the people in Panama, the whites and the others, I mean, the Caribbeans, etc., they all talk differently, don't they? I mean, I think that's really what it's about. I mean, would a white business be racist if Carlton from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air wanted a job? They'd probably be like, come on in.
If he's qualified for the job and I was the CEO, I'll welcome him openly.
Yeah, but it's how you speak. It's how you speak.
Y'all are saying that, but what you're not talking about is, okay, if Carlton comes up in there and he speaks well, and then Chad comes up in there and he's looking for the job too, and then Juan, who's actually uncle, worked at the job.
Then Carlton and Juan get the job because of affirmative action, probably.
They don't have affirmative action in Panama. Okay,
so doesn't matter what
they have La Raza in Panama, improvement of the race.
It doesn't matter to me what you talking about Panama. I'm talking about me personally. It doesn't matter to me whether they black, white, Asian, Latino, or whatever. It's whoever has the best qualifications for the job.
And
that's you though, but you're not. But you're not the owner of Hilton. You're not the owner of JW Marriott, and that's the point that I'm trying to make. The people who are managing these high rises, they put the people in the place that have the La Raza or the colorist mindset that leaves the. Now you have a whole. Go ahead. I'm gonna let it go because I've said it all.
Go ahead. I want to hear what you wanted to say about the Panama and the hotel.
No, all I'm saying is, there's this underground economy that, they are relegated to. And a lot of times, because I deal with this all the time. As I said, I had a party here and I hired some of the girls to, do the party for me. Meaning there was one girl, she's an event planner. Okay. She actually plans events. So when I hired her to do the party, now she she decorated the whole how they do it in Panamanian with the balloons and the centerpiece and all of that. And, she was doing a good job to the point that my aunt, who was here, who has the elitist mindset, was telling me, oh man, this girl, she does beautiful work. I want her to do my party the next time I come. And I'm sitting here and I'm looking at my aunt. I'm like, this is the same girl that you probably walked past in the street who was down Casco Viejo, was looking down on. And all she was looking for is an opportunity. I mean, I'm not trying to give any of these people money. All I'm trying to do is give them what other people aren't giving them, the opportunity to be able to prove themselves and to, to have the job that they're looking for. I mean, there's plenty of, people that I'm around all the time that are in Panama. Since we are here, that's all I'm saying. If we're here, let's use our money, pool our resources to do something to give them an opportunity, because that's what all of these other people, I mean, the Hiltons, the Marriotts, all of these Impressa Burn, all of these developers, that's what they do. They're not out in the middle of the red light district just handing out money to people that look like them. No, they're building businesses and then giving people opportunities to be able to prove themselves in the business. We can do the same thing.
True. So that's why I said that's the miracle about just going to do it instead of another. I get having the conversation, but this is why even go back to America. This is why I love fucking America. Because look at us. Now I hear we have complained the government did this. Yeah, the government also did good things. So you just naming the bad things the government did, ignoring all the good things. And that's kind of like in America. We name all the racists, but we don't name the people who aren't racist. Like, what the hell? There was white people fighting other white people to help end slavery. It wasn't just only blacks. But we just keep talking about, like, the white people did this. Like, what about all the ones who stood up and fought against it and decided to actually throw their hat in the damn ring and get deleted behind it? Those get ignored, right? And then we just keep leaning in, acting like the whole country has forever been racist. You know how many countries in the world don't give a damn about this dumb shit we talking about? America's the one country that even has the conversation and entertain. Go to India and try to say some dumb stuff like this. Go to Africa and try to talk about, like, hey, tribalism, this ain't right. You about to get laughed out the room, bro. There is no EO officer. Nobody's trying to hear none of that nonsense. So this is what I'm saying. This is a pro for America, because we sit down and we have these conversations and we even entertain them and we fight behind them. That's our history.
Maybe it's a
so yes, we came from the bad stuff, but we're far from that. Go to India. They don't care. You're going to die and come back to life in the same cast, and you're going to be a street sweeper your whole entire life.
I mean, here's the thing. Let me add to that real quick before you ask him the question. The biggest thing is, and a lot of us that are in military, a lot of us are trained, we understand the advantages of being Americans because you've been exposed to global poverty. You've been exposed to third world countries. You know how bad they got it compared to us. But yet and still, you still got people that are sitting there talking down about America when you know everybody in the world is trying to get in America. Okay, you choose to leave. That's your mentality. That's fine. But at the end of the day, it's still one of the best places you can possibly go to grow a family, grow your income, to do a whole bunch of things that you can't do in the other countries. If America was so bad, why are so many people trying to still get in? Globally, not Americans thinking an American way because we're spoiled. We're spoiled children of America. Okay? So I'm talking about all the other countries that are trying to get in, that take advantage of all the systems that we have in place, all the advantages we have in place. You guys look past that shit like it's not valuable. And it is.
Okay, well, Black Cleaning was gonna say something, but I definitely would add to You could have a car and be thankful that you're not on the bus stop, but that car can still have problems. That car can still have an alternator issue. That car can still be going on flat every couple days that you have to tend to. That don't mean that you're not appreciative of that car. It's just that cars still have problems. And are you in a better position than people without cars? That's a fact. But that doesn't take it away from that car has issues itself. So with that, I land. But I think Black Cleaner was gonna say something.
Yeah, I just wanted to
Maccabees.
say something to O2O, and I mean, and the only thing that I wanted to say is not that I don't disagree with O2O's point of view. I'm just saying that two things can be right at the same time. I'm not anti-white because I'm pro-black. You know, as Malcolm X said a long time ago, you know what I'm saying? We're here to learn how to help ourselves. You know, yeah, well, y'all can, you know, help the process, but we need to learn how to help ourselves first instead of, you know, because I'm not for the white savior complex. That's really what it is for me. You know what I'm saying? I am for the what the Republicans and the conservatives always talk about, the pull yourselves up by your own bootstraps, but on a pro-black level. You know what I'm saying? Because once, and even Magnesi said it. I mean, once, you know, we are able to do that as a people, then the other races will not consider us to be an easy lick. So that's what it is with me. It's like, okay, you know, I don't, you know, dismiss white folks or whatever. I just am more pro my people helping me and looking towards trying to do that more than looking for them for help and assistance. And I land there.
Are you cool with others doing that too? Other races?
They've been doing it, and all I'm trying to do is take a page out of their book. That's what I've been seeing. I'm like, hey, well, you know, I'm all for that. Let's take a page out of their book and copy them. You know, let's do what the Chinese is doing and create our own ecosystem.
I know
let's do what the Jewish people are doing.
Yeah, Chinese they're at the top of their game, man.
The harsh reality of the world is you must pick your own self up and become your own hero in life. Ain't nobody else gonna do it for you. And yeah, all the people are gonna have their own problems, their own circumstances in life. That's just obstacles you have to overcome. And one of the biggest ones for me. The biggest obstacle for me was when I was diagnosed with lupus and catastrophic encephalomyelitis syndrome when I was 29 years old. Woke up in the hospital in the ICU after having a stroke. Catastrophic encephalomyelitis syndrome. I was 29 years old. Woke up in the hospital.
Somebody's behind on time delay and playing it through their YouTube. But yeah, the biggest thing is, and we all know as men, nobody's coming to save us.
That's a fact.
And if you work on life like that, it shouldn't matter whether it's in business, the way you live, where you live, how you rule yourself, because it does come down to you ruling yourself. Okay. And how you build up your resources and your emergency contingency plans. Do y'all have contingency plans? As a grown-ass man, you should have a couple. If you run around here all lolly-dolly and don't have no contingency plans, what the fuck are you doing? Things can happen. We know this. I'm an insurance agent. I know what, you know, actuarials do for a fucking living. Probability.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's facts. And Charlie, don't get me wrong. I hear what you're saying. I did not deny anything that anybody said that was negative about what happened in the history. I'm just bringing in and coloring the other side of the book. So even when I say that, I get, hey, man, well, yeah, both can be right at the same time. I didn't say that I was right. I'm just saying when we always say the narrative, we just say one. And I'm telling anybody who will listen, I don't think reverting into, yeah, let me build up with my race and my race only. First of all, we're in a globalized marketplace, so that's like some clown show stuff. That's a cope. But people do cope strategies okay. But at the end of the day, everybody just mixed when they're doing business.
Yeah.
You don't have that many leaders. You don't have that many. Go ahead, Ronnie.
I don't want to do business in just the black community because a lot of them are trying to come up on you and they're not really trying to work with you. Where other communities do work with you. This is business. It's not personal. And it shouldn't be about your skin tone. It's about whoever's going to profit you and whoever's going to make money with you that you can trust. And a lot of people you can't trust, even if they're the same skin as you.
And that's why they had the video, how to sell to the Negro. So while you're here, just trying to, white people had that. They were like, hey, let's open the market up to everybody and get people to purchase across the board. So for me, I'm not against whatever goal people set for themselves. If you want to say, hey, I'm got a business and I want to sell to black people and da. Okay, cool. Do what you do. What I'm saying is I'm going to work with everybody because a character stretches far beyond the color. And so I'm going to do business with people who want to do good business with me. I'm going to practice good business practice. I'm going to take opportunities, whether it's under some white dude or some Jewish or whoever is giving me the opportunity and I can do consignment with and work and build with. That's just me, a globalist. At the end of the day, I'm going to do business and make sure that I actually mark out a good venture for me. I'm not going to revert into something that I'm saying like, hey man, this is why amongst blacks. I want you to be global, Charlie. I want everybody to be able to watch Charlie Chan TV, not just a small segment of people. But if you want to do that with your own brand, then so be it. I'm not going to criticize you about it. But there's so much out here for you, and people are going to like good content and great people. So that's why I say be good to yourself and be good to good people. And I build on that. That's what MLK tried to teach y'all, but I guess damn him too. So at the end of the day, I'm just going to judge people on the content of their character and deal with that. That's been good for me. But anybody else want to do something else, I'm not going to knock it. I'm just going to support my message.
I personally don't mind giving people opportunity if they are willing to put in the work. You know, everybody starts with somewhere, you know.
Unless there's Darnell, because they're not going to get groomed or anything. So they're just going to show up to work with a beard.
Shout out to Darnell. Well, no, OTO, I could completely see your standpoint, and I think that for me, that's a lot of what these panels do. It give you, because a lot of times we're stuck in our own head, and we only can see it from our point of view, and that's what these panels do for me, at least, is give me a chance to look at it from a different point of view, because all I have is my life experience, what I've experienced in life. So for me to be on these panels and look at it from or hear different perspectives, it actually help you to look at it from a different angle. So I'm not anti anything. It's just that all I know is what I know, and I'm trying to expand not just my horizons but my education as well. And like I say, being a globalist is the best thing to do, but I mean the best thing for me to be. But at the same time, I do understand that where I come from has hindered me a lot. And when I say has hindered me, it's through the mindset, because it's brothers such as yourself that did get a chance or the opportunity to go serve and you got a chance to get a world view at an earlier age, which is to broaden your horizons and have a different experience. So yeah, no, shout out to you for that, and I definitely understand where you're coming from, OTO.
I agree, Charlie. You often heard me say my advice is based on my life experiences. It doesn't mean that it's right for everyone. You know, if I say something that one little part adds value to your life, take that part and incorporate it in your life. If something I say doesn't add value, toss it in the trash can where it belongs.
Okay.
But Charlie, I want to add this just before we move on. This will be my last comment about it. Your life experience is also what you experience, but it's how you interpret it, how you perceive it, and what you want to take away from it. So that's a very crucial thing that people just leave out. It's not really about your limited environment. It's about what you are deciding to take away from your limited set environment. That's why you can have two people who are in the same household and decide to live completely different lives. They not the same. One might end up doing this and the other might be doing that, right? but they were in the same situation. They had the same limited views. Well, of course, you decide as a human, you have free will, and you extrapolate and you design your own story, whether you take your story from parts here, parts there, or design your own. I mean, it's just up to humans. It's hard to figure that out. That's why psychiatrists be having people on the couch for years, because it's hard to figure out humans. But again, that's what I'm saying the part is. So it wasn't so much that my limited view limited me. I think that my limited upbringing and my trials and tribulations with a toxic culture helped me be who I am today. I don't look at it as a negative that hindered me from being who I am today. It actually helped me be the man I am today. But that's because I decided to take away that story from it and design it like that. You get what I'm saying? That was my perspective about the shared experience that my brother may have had in that household that we lived in. He took a different story away from it. Mom never had no money and she couldn't put us through college and she was broke. And all my white friends, they had families that had wealth and gave them free businesses. Me, I was like, man, my mom was broke. She taught me how not to spend money, what not to do. And that was my lesson. That's what I took, and I flew with it. He took something else away from it.
I agree.
Agreed.
I've
I've heard that before. Go ahead.
I tell people all the time, the emotions you feed determines your mindset. For example, you have like two brothers, and they have a drunk father. One chooses to become a drunk like the father. The other one never touches a drop of alcohol. It's the path you to choose, what you see out of it, how the emotions you feed in your life that determines the path you walk.
Yeah, all I can say is I think spatially, and four people can be sitting in the same room looking at the same object. You guys are all looking at it at a different angle.
Yeah, for sure.
You're just getting a different perspective of the same situation.
Yep,
Yeah.
and I agree. That's why I say life is 10% of what happened to you and 90% of how you respond to it. But for me, it took some growing to get there, because I have been around people to where they figure this is just our life. Like, say, and believe it or not, it's certain parts in movies that'll stick with me for the rest of my life for some reason. Like when Lucky Luciano let Doug Schultz out at the library, and he said, "What are you gonna do? Like, we at the library." He just got out the car. He said, "I'm finna go check out that that book you've been reading, How to Fuck Friends and Annoy People." And that always stuck out to me for some reason. You know what I mean? Until I ran across the book, How to God damn it, Dale Carnegie. How did that book go? How to Make Friends and Influence.
How to Win Friends and Influence People. Yeah.
Right, you know what I mean? So and I'm saying that to say it's a movie. I mean, it's a clip in Juice, the movie, to where Tupac saying, "You ain't." He said, "I ain't shit and you ain't shit." And as soon as I decide that you ain't, your life is over, it's over. It's some people that to where that's what they think reality is, and I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that's just their reality, and a lot of people got to grow from that. So that's all I'm saying. I'm in compliance with what a lot of I'm hearing today. It's just like I say, it's just a lot of times what Ronan just said, looking at it from a different perspective.
I agree.
Go ahead.
There are many people choose many different destinations in life, and each destination that a person might choose, there are many paths that can lead to the same destination. It's what you decide to do, what path you decide to walk, what destination, what your end goal is going to be in life. And nobody can determine that for you. You have to cut the noise. Go ahead.
Even to take it a little bit easier way is everybody lives in different parts of the country. You all decide to meet in DR. You all took different paths to get there, but you all got to the same place at the same time.
Yeah.
No one way to do anything. As long as you're learning and you get there, you're all going to have a different angle on how you got there. And that's a different perspective. You had a different experience. You took off from a different place, but you all got there.
Not only when you get there, people going to have different things they want to do when they get there.
Or that they learn from getting to that point.
Yeah. People learn from the mistakes. Either learn
I
from
mean, I
them
think
or you
that I think
repeat
that
them.
was a good point, Ronnie. Like we all ended up at the same place. That's just like the winner circle. And when you get to those certain circles to where it's the winner circle, it don't matter how you got there. You just know that you in the winner circle. You know what I mean? You know everybody took different routes, but we are all here in the winner circle. And everybody that is here deserves to be here for the most part. There's
I
caveats
say,
to everything.
I say if you found your happiness and peace in life, then you are in the winner circle.
Some things don't get you to the winner circle, though.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
you might
Well,
have
that's
to
why
agree.
it's the winner circle, because everything outside of it is not the winner circle.
Yeah, yeah.
That makes sense.
It winds up being a trap.
I agree
Right.
with you. When I had my stroke in 2001, when I was 29 years old, my first stroke, what did that teach me? It taught me life is too short to waste on poor choices. So what did I do? I tripled down on life and trying to create a life that I'll be happy with. Now I feel like I'm living it.
Yeah, shout out to you. Shout out to you.
Is it perfect? No, it never will be. But you gotta always be willing to grow and learn. You know,
You start solving too many problems, it'll raise your stress. You start trying to solve everybody else's problems, then you're done for.
Hmm.
you must fix yourself. You must fix yourself first before you can help others.
Oh yeah, you ever hear Jordan Peterson talk about that? He said people out there trying to tell everybody how to live their life and their home's a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, clean your home first. Right.
Yeah.
I'll be the first.
In contrast, go ahead, expat.
I'll be the first person to say I can't tell people how to live their lives. All I can hope for is they make the right choices and find happiness and peace within their life. You know, whether they do that or not, you know, I don't have really no control of it. I can point them in a direction that might lead to that happiness, but they have to choose whether they walk that path or not. You know, every path is not right for everybody. Everybody has to choose to walk with what makes them happy in life.
That's a fact. And like say on the contrast of money, I know people that have lived a happy life, and money wasn't their end goal. Money wasn't the end all be all to them. They only made money to survive, and they found other things in life that truly made them happy. And to that, I applaud them. So there's that.
Exactly.
Money's
But for
just a tool.
yeah, that's but it's a hell of a tool when
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't have any tools.
Oh,
But,
a lot of people say it's nothing, but it certainly ain't nothing.
nah. Who Les Brown say? They say money's not important, but it's right up there with air. You know what I mean? But
Money makes the world go round.
from my
Oh,
standpoint,
we're
I
right
think I
back to
said
that
this
point.
before. I think I
Go
said
ahead.
this before. Is the best thing from my standpoint that you could do for poor people is not be one of them because it's crowded. That's just my standpoint. But you were saying, Ronnie?
Oh, just to circle back around to what you guys were talking about when I first got on the live, which is about money. And you guys were saying, well, money does this and money does that. And I left in the chat, money gives you access. It gives you
Provides
access to
opportunity.
yourself. It gives you access to the type of women you want, because that's 95% of why you're making the money you want to make. Aside from independent wealth, you want to have access to the type of women that you desire. Most guys want to be rock stars, or they want to get into sports or whatever because they want to attract what? The most prettiest woman. Why? Because we still have a desire at the end of the day to what? Multiply. Plant our seed, and we want the best option and the best looking thing to do it in. Okay? So at the end of the day, the money gives you access, but it also gives you access to become your truer self. All the lies and all the masks you put on in order to make the money, once you make enough money to where you have that FU money that they talk about, now you're your truer self. You don't have to be nice. You don't have to do anything you had to pretend to be to get there. So that's why I say at the beginning of this, when I put that comment in there, money allows you to be your truer self, meaning if you were always that devious, immoral person, you have access to being able to be that. If you were a good person, you have access to be that philanthropist. That person is always going to be always helpful. It just makes you clear and free to be whoever you want to be. It gives you that access.
You ever notice when somebody wins the lottery and they're not ready for that kind of money?
Yeah.
And it just amplifies what they are. And if you're
Exactly.
a drinker and a partier, forget about it.
Didn't they say most people
They
that
say
win
money is a magnifying glass. Go ahead, Black Queen. X-Pac.
Didn't they say that most people that win a significant amount of money in the lottery become broke
They
within the
lose it.
first year?
Yep.
Yeah, they lose it or die even because of the stress of it.
They end up
Money's
worse.
stressful. Money is stressful.
They end up worse.
You don't know what the fuck you're
Because
doing
the
with it.
people that you thought that really cared about you, now they just want money. Now that you can have it, that car on TV really looked good. Now that when you couldn't afford it, but now that you can afford it, it hits different. You know what I mean? So
Well,
yeah,
not only that, the maintenance fees on that car become an issue, and now all of a sudden you're like, "Why the fuck did I buy this piece of shit?"
Yeah, they leverage it
You
and
realize
borrow
that,
more
yeah.
money since they have it, and then they end up in debt worse than they were before.
Yep.
Besides
That's a fact.
besides the morality part.
They never had.
Well, that's what I meant by
They've
that
never
statement.
been good at managing money. They never learned how to invest money properly. They never They never hold on to money to take the money to educate themselves, to learn how to invest and spend their money wisely, and then they wind up broke.
Why the hell does
Work on
Thousandaire
yourself.
sound like Bill Burr? Is that Bill Burr online? Thousandaire sound just like Bill Burr.
Oh, you caught me off guard. I was going,
He's got a good mic system. I don't know if he can hear Thousandaire. I don't know if you can hear what Black Cleaner
No,
said.
I can't hear him.
He
I
said,
just,
yeah, you sound like Bill Burr. Why do you sound like Bill Burr?
I don't know.
just
I
said
mean,
you had a
if
good
I could-
setup with the name like radio. I think you have a microphone system that's
No,
pretty
I'm
set up.
using an old iPad. I mean,
Oh,
I can
okay.
tell you what he sounds like.
No,
but
I'm
I
saying
can't
he
hear him
sound
right
like
now.
the comedian Bill Burr.
Yeah. He can't hear you, Black
we
Cleaner.
know
That's
Bill
why
Burr is.
I'm relaying the
Yeah, he
message.
can't hear you. But with that being said, too, guys, we closing in on the 5 hour mark. I think this for a pop up live. I think we did it did extraordinary. I definitely picked up some things along the way, man. Shout out to everybody that pulled up. X-Pac, OTO, Thousandaire, Radio. Shout out to you. Is this your first time over here, Thousandaire Radio?
I think it's like the second time, but you guys are pretty awesome.
Well, we thank you, man. So like you bring a different perspective, and that's something that's always welcomed over here at Charlie Chan TV. What I tell people is it's okay to disagree because last thing I want to be in is a echo chamber of my own thoughts. But long as we disagree in a civil matter and we can converse as human beings, it's all fair game over here.
You
So
got a high quality of people in here, man. I look forward to coming back.
absolutely, and you're more than welcome. Ronan,
It's nice meeting you.
You guys want to say anything before we close out?
No, you good, man. This is your show. I'm just riding on your coattails.
I just
Yeah,
say
no,
thanks
you
for
know,
having me on the
always-
panel and the comments.
Hey, check your email. Check your email real quick.
Okay. Yeah, I seen it, but keep in mind, that's why my camera looks so much better because I'm using my phone now. And you notice I haven't been having the problems that I generally have. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I had seen that you had sent that, but hold on, I could check it while we're on the panel real quick. But OTO, is it okay for me to reach out to Ronan to link up for that show that we had conversed on earlier?
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. Definitely appreciate the different perspectives that people bring. And like I say, a lot of times it's best to test your theories, to test your thoughts, because like I say, I'm such an open-minded person. I could believe something wholeheartedly. And if you could prove to me and show me where I'm wrong, I will adopt that ideology. You know what I mean? I'm not so stuck in my head to where I just gotta be right.
You don't have ego.
No,
Yeah.
not when it comes to that. Because the man that knows anything knows that he knows nothing at all. So I'm
Yeah.
always a sponge.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, I say I say my definition of a genius is knowing that you don't know everything.
Right, right. And like I said, I'm a sponge. Once I get in the room with, like, say, ask Ronnie, man, Ronnie give me his time. He probably tired of it now, because he'll give me his time when the panel closed, and I ask him 1,000 questions.
Oh yeah,
He
the
answered every last one.
after the close, yeah.
Yeah, he answered every last one of them. But oh no, Ronnie, that's dope. I like that. Oh, I like that. Now you made me look 60 years older, but I like the picture. I like the whole setup though.
See, brothers can't never be happy.
I know I got a lot of wear and tear on my face, but I appreciate it though. Now that's definitely a good one there. But
Most people want more out of life instead of having gratitude for what they already have.
well, it's okay to have gratitude, but
Higher
it's nothing
expectations.
wrong with wanting more. Like,
Long
how
as
do
it's
you
realistic.
set goals and continue to, you know what I mean?
Oh, I like the challenge. Believe me, it makes me better.
Yeah,
I think
for
if
sure.
your goals are realistic, you're not trying hard enough, probably.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to
I heard
say.
that.
It has to be, the goals have to be realistic, something that
I
you
think
can
they should be
actually-
unrealistic.
a possibility.
Yeah. I
for
think you
to
guys are
accomplish.
on a different because you saying they should
You know,
be realistic, and
You say
thousands
he
are saying
sounds
they
like
should
somebody.
be
I
realistic.
think he sounds like Jordan Peterson himself. To tell you the truth, Home to
You
your
know
voice.
what? With respect to Jordan Peterson, because I believe he is a certified genius, and somebody was saying, like, I think it was like one of these financial channels that I watch. It was like, can you believe, like, a $500 for an hour of somebody's time seems like incredible, like too much. But can you imagine Jordan Peterson used to charge $500 an hour? If he was charging that now, he would have no time. You know
There's
You
what I
have
mean?
to
So,
start somewhere.
There's people
yeah.
that get like 100,000 for a speech. I think, like
Yeah.
Fed chairmans. I think some of the presidential candidates, they didn't even have to win. They show up to a college and talk. I think they get up there with that much money. And then if you get there with that much money, you'll probably just want more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I'm sure you guys know who Scott Galloway is. I think he was saying that he'll charge 100 to like 150 just for you to have access to him. Like, and this is not him teaching you. And it's like if you come up on if like say you incur a problem, you could call him and ask what he have done when he occurred that problem. And he say he have more than enough. You got Myron Golden to say what he charged $40,000 an hour. And he's getting it. He said reason why he charged that much because he don't like doing one-on-ones. So if you want a one-on-one with him, you gotta pay him like you gotta pay him.
Supply and
So,
demand.
For
Yeah.
sure. And
You
I was
know,
saying that
when I
about
was
Jordan Peterson to say, shout out to him, but when he talked, he just sound like a tortured soul. Like he's too smart. You know what I mean? Like he even
It's
cracked the
called the
code
cost
and
of
he know.
knowing.
Yeah, there you go. There
The
you go.
cost of knowing.
Yeah.
it is. It is really. I know when I was being mentored in sales and insurance, like one of my mentors was like, "Yo, Alex, how much are you closing an hour?" And I told him my average. I said my average is about $2,000 an hour. He goes, "Why are you wasting your time making phone calls to set appointments?
Mm.
Why don't you parcel off the shit that you don't need to do so you can close more deals?" And you can pay somebody $8 an hour to make all your fucking phone calls that you need to set up your appointments. Give them access to your calendar, and then make sure they're scheduling you a close an hour.
That's
Stepping
buying
over
your time
dollars
back.
to make pennies.
Yeah. Stop stumbling over stuff that you could pay somebody else to do and do the things that actually make you money.
I'm pretty lucky to have you on here making that much money.
Sometimes
Oh,
you
I'm
have to
semi
spend
retired
money
now. I
to
don't
make
do
money.
that kind of business anymore. I gave a lot of that up.
Yeah, but insurance is like that's top notch sales job right there. If you get good at it, it's residual. It builds up.
Yeah, and that's the point. It was $2,000 an hour, and then I was also training my team, so I was getting paid off of every agent that worked under me.
Plus
Because
the
I trained
power of knowing. You probably know when people are going to die based on things you see and hear.
I've warned people plenty of times, and I've had women that were willing to fall on the sword for their husbands, and the women were the ones that were dying early and having brain tumors and everything else and delivering. I mean, like I always say in that business, in a life, while you might look super healthy on the outside, God only knows what's going on the inside of you. Bruce Lee died from a brain aneurysm, and he was one of the guys that contributed to the fitness industry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got a lot of bodybuilders that are dropping over dead, and they're looking like they're in their best, but are they cheating to do it? Are they on steroids? Are they on things that are breaking down the inside of them? So at the end of the day, you might look this perfect person, but looks are deceiving. What's going on inside of you? What's going on in your mind?
Doctors now.
What's going on in your heart? What's going on in everything that you do? You can be perfect in one aspect and failing at everything else, but you look good.
Yeah, when I had my stroke when I was 29 years old, I was in good health. Never really been sick other than maybe like a cold or occasional allergy. Other than that, I was fine. Next thing I know is I woke up in the ICU. They diagnosed me with catastrophic antiphyseloid syndrome, which is a life-threatening blood clot disorder. What most people don't realize that most people pass away within the first 5 years of having that condition. It's not a very long life expectancy. You're not expected to live very long. Well, 25 years later, I'm still here. And why I'm still here, I chose not to pity myself, not to stay in bed, and try to make the best of what I have, do the best I can with what I have. I don't let the circumstances define me. If it's a way for me to get up out that bed, I'll get up out that bed.
Right.
Got to roll with it.
You just got to.
Some things in life, you don't have a choice. You have to deal with it. Either you deal with it or you don't. And when you don't deal with it, what people usually do? They wind up leaving this world by other means, which I won't say on.
Well, I tell people this. When people always ask me how I'm doing, I tell them I'm doing great. Because for one, I'm living. But for two, when you're not doing great, telling somebody how great you're not doing generally just starts a contest. Because somebody always got to decide.
At that point, it becomes a trauma dump in a competition on who's doing
right.
worse.
Like, oh, you lost your leg. I lost everything below my hips. Like,
and that's why that guy charges $40,000 for a one-on-one, probably.
All right.
Listen, a lot of people buy your time, but they really don't follow through on what you gave them as far as information. So after
that's why some people charge.
There telling people information and they don't fucking follow it, and you can't keep on saying I told you so. Now you got to value your time on whether you want to spend that hour on telling somebody something they're not going to follow through on. O2O will tell you how many clients you have that you sat there and told them exactly what to do, and they fucking will not do it. No matter if and you've proven it to them by all kind of testimonials, it does not fucking matter. If you don't have the drive to do it, it doesn't matter who told you how to do it and how to get wealthy. You still got to fucking do it on your own.
You got to climb the hill to talk to the wise man that asks questions. He's not coming down the hill to find you.
Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
I know how you feel, though.
Some people that are willing to help each other charge them a fee for consultation. It's mainly because they don't want to waste their time and energy on somebody, giving them advice for free that they don't take, they don't incorporate into their lives.
Well, I could tell you guys a sales pitch that I heard, and maybe it was a sales pitch or maybe it was the truth. But dude said, he said, I could give this all to you for free, but the chances of you valuing it is little to none.
I remember that.
Attention goes where money goes. So
called leverage.
Yeah.
Like there's a thing where people think that food tastes better if they stand in line and wait for it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's because of leverage, but it tastes a lot better to wait in line for an expensive sandwich than the free samples taste.
Right.
It's how we're wired.
Yeah, I agree. We think just because it's more expensive is more better. I mean, it is better. So
sometimes it is though. Do you have a regular schedule?
Yeah, I was. Nope, I don't. I just be going live, but I'm more or less working it out. It was like Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. But now More, now, especially with me getting my all of my watch hours, I'm going live tomorrow for sure. But after that, I just generally play it by ear. But I'm trying to make it more of a constant thing because I have a lot of people ask me that as well.
Yeah, man. I do lives with like coins and stuff, so it might be kind of boring for you, but we talk about getting ahead and stuff too. So I'm sure a lot of you guys qualify for that if you ever want to stop by.
Yeah. When you say coins, you talking about like crypto?
Well, I generally don't talk about Bitcoin because it starts a lot of crypto conversations, and
Hell yeah. See, he even knows. Don't do it. Don't go there.
I mean, the Bitcoin. I'm into the Bitcoin. I have been since 2011 or 12. I mean, I was mining Dogecoin, all that. But I also deal with like gold and silver, like real coins and things like
There
that.
you go.
Okay.
Tangibility.
Okay.
I'm a big time tangibility contributor as far as that. I only contribute to tangible things you can touch, taste, or feel.
Oh, I'm big on that, but I do keep the keys to my own Bitcoin in a cold wallet. If I ever have to go,
Yeah, I got rug pulled on the Ethereum, and that got me right up out of there. I'm like, nope.
Got him.
Once they got rid of once they got rid of proof of work and turned it to proof of stake, that's when I was out. But you can get on a plane, they can't take your Bitcoin. You go to another country, you could have $100,000 in there. What can they do? It's not on you. You can walk through there naked through the scanner, as long as you remember those words when you get to the next country.
Yeah, they're gonna get you on your client. Once you
Then
pull
what
that bad
happens
boy
if
out,
the
they gonna
internet
get you.
goes down?
Oh yeah, yeah. No, he's right. Financial Frontier's right.
Yeah, that's why they
Remember the
can't
government. Remember the government made the damn thing. So y'all need to relax.
Well, that's
man.
why they
got
changed the laws.
technology that y'all
Well,
don't
it's not
even know.
confirmed. That's not confirmed. But
Man, them dudes did that. That's the same thing as the Federal Reserve. Most of y'all morons hated banks so bad that y'all heard the bankers hate it,
Look,
and then y'all voted for it, and then they got you. Like, bro,
I get it. The guys that made Bitcoin, and the programmers that started doing the blockchain and how that came about and all that. But I'm sure real early in the whole thing of it, government got involved in it.
Well, here's the
a
thing.
bull
Here's the
case for
thing.
the government.
They said it was a Japanese man.
But there's also another way the government can hold
Satoshi.
and hide their money. Listen,
Yeah,
government
that dude,
wants
that's what
to.
they say.
They have a lot of black sites. They have a lot of black operations that don't want to push through Congress for approval and different things like that. You don't think the government has black sites that are functioning off of Bitcoin? You got to be crazy.
Yeah, but
The funny thing is this, okay, because I was in the military, and the one thing, and I mean, all of y'all were in the military, but in the Navy, the one thing that you could be as a rating was a crypto tech, meaning you was the one who was going to be sending the information from ship to ship or ship to the Pentagon or whatever, classified information, and they would use the crypto technology in order to disseminate the information among the ships. So all that is they just took the same technology that they was using to disseminate information from, amongst the military. They just put it in a currency form. So everybody who is a crypto tech that was in the military, as soon as they heard that this was a currency thing, I'm sure that they invested in it. And there's a whole
No, I didn't, because I was in that field. I
Oh,
literally
really?
worked in the crypto field. So
And that shit was banned in China. So, man, government can just ban it. They got power, man. Ain't nobody on the internet got more powerful than them. So stop the cap. Stop the coat.
I'm more
And,
like
then, and now,
Roman.
now
I
that
believe in
BlackRock like
tangible
it, everybody's like, yeah, Bitcoin, crypto, yeah, BlackRock's on board. Okay, I thought you wanted to be decentralized. You sell out ninjas. Look, people just want upcome money.
And then, like I said,
Decentralize
the government's already
Trump
decentralized.
certified.
Yeah. They all
Now
centralized
they happy.
it.
Trump
you gotta
said we pro
report what
Bitcoin.
you're earning. It was all about being decentralized from all the banks. Now it's been legalized. Now it's now centralized, and now you have to.
Now they happy because they get the return on their money now.
Giving them a share.
Yeah.
BlackRock bought it. Yeah.
BlackRock, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, now they happy though, Charlie. But before they was like, we don't want none of these scums involved in our assets. These scums are the root of all evil. Then once they decided to say, hey, we're gonna buy up trillions or billions of it, they was like, yeah, come on, yeah. Bitcoin to the moon, to the ceiling, to the gas.
After a couple rug pulls, they kind of changed it.
They was pro that shit.
Somebody's got to be able to pull the rug, though. It's open sourced.
Exactly.
And then that's another thing too, because crypto was more trackable than they let on, right? That's
Well,
just like with these cold wallets.
Because the whole idea behind crypto and the blockchain is it has to be verified by so many different servers before the transaction can happen. That's why transactions were taking a couple hours to even a couple days to verify, because they have all the information saved on multiple servers, and they all have to be verified that your code and that amount of money is available for you.
And that's how you get the government out your business, by making
right.
everything
And then
transparent.
XRP and all these other ones, XRP, XLM. Now they're the standard on faster transmission for these transactions.
I think Algo is the fastest. Is the fastest right now. Now, Thousandaire, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought I read somewhere that Algo is the fastest right now.
It may be, but here's the thing about altcoins. Each altcoin can pretty much just be copied and pasted and recreated. They're basically tech startup companies.
That is crazy.
You can make a fortune with it, but it's like a tech startup company. It requires a lot of constant watching and research, and you have to be aware of their competition at all times, because as soon as something else viable and cheaper comes along, then it's not a rug pull, but it's going to feel like one.
Well, it's not even that. At that point, it can be counterfeited. Now you can't verify whether yours is legitimate versus somebody else's.
Well, it depends if you're talking about Bitcoin or altcoins, and there's so many different altcoins and so many different ways they work.
Yeah.
Now, keep in mind, it's eggs in baskets. I don't have everything I have in
Doesn't
Bitcoin.
all like Bitcoin and crypto, when you first go on there, sign up and all that, doesn't it tell you to invest at your own risk?
Yeah,
everything.
But all investments are at your own risk.
When
you invest in the stock market, they tell you to invest at your own risk.
You invest when you put your money in the bank.
Yeah, it's called a gamble.
My
You're gambling.
money in the bank that I have is insured.
I never got my Series 6, Series 7, and I was recruited. By all means, I was recruited by New York Life and all of them. No, I have a fucking conscience. And that's the problem. A lot of these guys are about money. They don't have a conscience. Again, they're going to leverage the fact that you're investing at your own risk, but they're going to give you all kind of advice on where to invest your money at. They're not responsible. They get paid off of every fucking trade, whether you win or lose.
Oh, yeah, those are market makers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they buy product and resell product. So you're right. You need I think you need what's called like a fiduciary investing.
I was a fiduciary, but I didn't want my Series 6, Series 7. I would not do it. I just did I did a lot of IULs, and I did a lot of God damn it, I can't think of the word right now. My mind just went out the window.
You do a lot of awesome, boring stuff, don't you?
Yeah.
So where the money's
I forget more than I remember, believe me.
Oh yeah. I mean,
I get these moments of, like not like an epiphany, but I get these moments of like, boom, blah, 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 and anybody will tell you that talks to me, I'll just spit it all out, and I'm like, what the fuck? I still remember that. And then I'll go back to, they'll ask me a day later, what did you say? I don't know. I forgot it again.
Yeah, you store things away in your mind that you don't even realize.
PTSD for you, though. I mean, seriously, that's when I knew I started having PTSD, because I was the type of guy, you know how I take notes during our lives. I was the kind of guy, I had reams of legal size notepad, and they were chronologically ordered and everything. I could go back and flip up a month later a conversation we had in a meeting, and I'll have total recall based on the way I took my notes on everything that was said in that room.
Yeah,
my boss was like, what the fuck? I can't say shit around you. No, because I'm going to remember. And when my mind started failing me, that's when I knew there was something else going on. It wasn't senility or age. It was something else. And it was part of the PTSD.
Yeah, you were in the service?
Yeah, I was in the Marine Corps.
Oh,
Gulf
yeah.
War. Yeah.
You probably get some PTSD from that.
Oh, I got it.
But you mix all that together. I mean, I'm sure what you do is very stressful, and it will catch up with you eventually. If you keep pressing
It's more
hard.
about having people's confidence and giving them recommendations, and then if you're fucking wrong, having a conscience about that you gave them something from bad advice. And
Yeah,
I'm still profiting from it, and they're taking a loss.
I could tell
I
by your
can-
angst when you were trying to get somebody to do the right thing with the insurance, how that drives you crazy when they don't do what you say.
Well, you know what one of my closing fucking pitches were? Look, I don't know what I might have done wrong today that caused you not to trust what I was trying to tell you was right. But if you could tell me what could I have done better to convince you to buy, then I'll use that for my next client. And I would sit there and tell them, evaluate me. Tell me what I did not do right to convince you that this is something that you need, not something I'm just trying to sell you.
Yeah,
And
feedback's
I would- how many salespeople want feedback? So it would shock them first, and then secondly, they would have to sit there. Really, if
Well-
it's that important now they're thinking like, if it's that important to him to figure it out, then what am I missing that I'm not biting on that make me want to buy it? It starts making them think.
A lot of people like to recap on their wins. I'm included,
Yeah.
but it's your losses that you really need to recap on.
Yeah.
Figure out what
And
you
I
did
would
wrong.
do it with the client. I would literally do it with the client, which confused the fuck out of them. Like, what the? Are you really asking me what you could have said to me? Yeah. Because it's important to me to understand why you're saying no.
That's a fact. But guys, I gotta go ahead and get ready to take my dog out because it's already way later than he used to going out. But we're gonna go ahead and close out here. I think everybody said something to go. Black Cleaner, you want to say anything on the way out?
Thanks for having me on the panel. Check me out Mondays, Real Talk with Nate, at the Black Cleaners channel on YouTube. We'll be, as I said, discussing black fatigue, or what I'm calling it is Message to the Black Man Monday. Is black men overseas, or the rise of black mobility. Are we misunderstood, or are we misrepresenting ourselves? So just check out. I value everybody's opinion, and we'll see each other the next time. Peace.
Shout out to you. All right, guys. Everybody said everything on their way out. So this is Charlie Chan with Charlie Chan TV. Man, I want to sincerely thank everybody that showed up, and especially everyone that showed up on the panel and left comments in the chat. We thoroughly appreciate you over here at Charlie Chan TV, and that is that for tonight. So this is Charlie Chan over, and
Ladies and gentlemen, fighting out the travel corner, the undisputed global contender, TV. Yeah. Bell ring, ding. Charlie Chan, Charlie Chan, Charlie Chan. Step in the ring, yeah, he the man. Passport stand, I watch him land. Heavyweight moves, world in his hands. Charlie Chan, Charlie Chan, Charlie Chan. Gloves laced tight, camera in hand. Every city turned to a fan. Main event, every time he land. Walk in the ring like Rio Carnival. Brazil nights, feel unstoppable. Boca Chica sand, tactical. Blue mall drip, fashionable. Oxy vibes, traveler excellence. Yacht life, waves that presence. Designer breakfast, elegance. Camera steady, intelligence. Mr. Flight still made it, turns that back into greatness. Every L built patience, now the arena shaking. He don't throw punches, he throw punches. Left hook angles, confidence. Right hook at his dominance. Heavyweight grind, no nonsense. Charlie Chan, Charlie Chan, Charlie Chan, Charlie Chan. Step in the rain, yeah, he the man. Passport stand, I watch him land. Heavyweight moves, world in his hand. Charlie Chan, Charlie Chan, Charlie Chan. Gloves laced tight, camera in hand. Every city turned to a fan. Main event, every time he land. Carnival lights, championship. Brazilian nights, ownership. Ocean waves, that motion grip. camera lock, no focus slip. Every vlog like title defense. Every upload makes silence tense. Algorithm can't stop the shit. He move global, no fence. Polo, fresh, clean, fit. Breakfast, views, lead, mix. He saying rounds, 3-minute clips. Every trip hit peak, metrics. He ain't loud, but the moves speak. From Island Heat to city streets. From turbulence to front row seats. Now the whole crowd on their feet. They doubted the vision. He tightened the gloves. They questioned the grind. He rose above. Now the lights flash bright. Every city prime time. Every vlog prime time. Yeah, prime time. Charlie Chan, Charlie Chan, Charlie Chan. Main event across the land. Yeah, from beachside sand to the stand. Heavyweight with the camera hand. Charlie Chan, Charlie Chan, Charlie Chan. Bell ring loud, he don't stand. World tour written in the plan. Undisputed, Travel Chan.